on, I'm gonna get mine. Go do the crime if you can't do the time. Don't tell me how you're off and down. When you're smiling in my face, but you play me like a clown. It's your fool, bitch. So just step back. I'm mad dad when I come down straight. I thought you were my piece, but you play me out. Now I'm mad as hell, and I'm full of doubt. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. I'm back on the scene. It's time to get mean. I'm a lean revolution machine. For what people say, they sway. For today is good as any day. Y'all feel slightly less resent. Raise your fist and pump like this. Promises over the top. Don't cross the line, but you know it's right. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Let's see. Let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Let's see. Let's roll.
All right, it's Thursday. Welcome to the Ignorance is No Excuse podcast here at the New Jersey State House, the lovely State House, where our lovely politicians are gathering to screw you over, to put you in jail for growing cannabis in your home. Cancer, no cancer. MS, they don't care. You're a disabled vet, screw you. You're going to jail.
That's not good. And I had cancer. Well, how long do you go to jail for?
5 years for one plant, damn it.
5 for 1.
5 for 1. That's the number, right? 5
Yeah.
for 1? 5 for 1.
3 to 5.
3 to 5.
Yeah, so, and 3 is the minimum sentence that you get. The mandatory minimum it is.
Now, what if you're in a school zone?
I don't want to think about that.
What if you live in Trenton and you're growing weed in your basement and you're basically in a school zone because you're in Trenton, because you're in an urban
I think Scutari's grandmother was in an urban school zone.
There was a patient that told us that Scutari's grandmother grew cannabis in her house, in her apartment in Linden. Told me the apartment and everything. And little Nicky would come over and help Grandma grow the cannabis.
Sorry.
Sorry, Scutari. Scutari is sorry.
Well, it was a fun day yesterday.
Yesterday was a bomb.
We had a blast yesterday. We did
Wow.
a Fight for Home Grow Festival at Trenton THC right around the corner, where Bong Holio performed, and crickets and cicadas. I thought it was cicadas.
Cicadas. Cicadas?
I don't know. I think, is it cicada?
Cicada.
All right, cicada.
I kept saying it wrong. I was going cicada.
Cicada.
Those guys are good.
Yeah, and then we had a nice turnout for a Sunday. So, look at this guy, how well dressed he is coming in.
Wow.
Man, he is sharp.
Every girl crazy about a sharp-dressed man.
Yes. Where did you get that outfit? You got a lot of them, don't you? You got a big closet.
Yeah, that's Monday outfit. Tuesday's purple. I bet he has purple and red suits and all. I bet he's got all of them. I bet you got them all.
I'll tell you.
Like Bruce Buffer.
Look, and now we have a beautiful blue. Yes.
We love Trenton. We get to talk to so many people here.
What do you think about the fact that you get 5 years in prison for one plant of marijuana if you try to grow it by yourself in New Jersey?
Come on over. Come on, talk to us. Here, grab a microphone. I can't hear you. You live here in Trenton?
Yes, I do.
Here you go. Here's that.
Well, one, I feel like since it's legal, I don't think they should go to jail at all.
Yeah, that's
Right.
what we think.
Right.
That's what I think.
Now, did you know?
And I
did
think
you know
that if you do grow it, it should be for medical reasons.
Yeah. Now, did you know that you can't grow your own marijuana now?
Yes, I
You
do.
did? Okay.
Yeah, I know that's illegal, but there's so many shops and there's so many people doing it undercover anyway. So how you gonna know?
There you go.
How you gonna know?
It's I compare it to trying to stop Niagara Falls with a bucket. It's gonna happen anyway.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
pretty much is. Some people are growing it in their basement and growing it in their backyard and you don't know it, but it is illegal to grow it. But then since it's legal now, what can you do? That's my opinion.
Well, here's one thing I can say is sit on a jury, and if you get on a jury, always say not guilty.
Right.
If somebody has a cannabis crime. That's the way alcohol prohibition was rescinded because the juries just stopped convicting people.
Right.
So the prosecution was
Well, I
baseless.
feel like this. Can't they find something else better than arrest somebody about and study marijuana?
I bet.
I mean, you got all this other stuff like coke and all that stuff going on, but ain't nobody saying nothing about that. But they saying something about weed that's naturally grown from the ground. That God and them was smoking it back there in their day. The TT, that's from the earth. It's not like it's self-made. That's my opinion.
They're looking for God, too. They got a warrant out for God because for growing that weed.
Oh, really? That's not fair. That is not fair. You can't do that to the Lord.
Wanted God for growing weed.
Well, yeah, I won't say that he grew it back then, but it was growing from the earth anyway.
Yeah.
So that's natural.
Yeah.
And they were smoking it back then, I guess, for health reasons too, like we're on now. And it's just coming famous to us now, which it was on earth all before we was born. So how could you lock somebody up for something that was already here? Now, them other drugs, now that's when you should be arresting somebody.
Yeah.
Because like that, what you call it, coke and dope
Fentanyl.
and fentanyl.
Methamphetamine.
Now fentanyl, that is killing people.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like you should go to jail for that because you're taking somebody's life. Weed ain't taking nobody's life.
No.
But fentanyl is killing so many people, and that need to stop.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
I lost people to fentanyl.
Yeah, I've lost a lot of friends to fentanyl. Don't know what they getting. You know what I'm saying? And they dropping dead like flies.
Yep.
And that's a shame.
And
Okay.
I tried to get him off of it. I said, try weed. And he's like, nah, weed makes me dopey.
Well, if they're going to go with anything, I suggest that they keep on smoking the weed because I don't think that weed is a harm. But I do think them other drugs is a death, and they should be considered a death sentence.
Yeah.
That's what I feel. That's my opinion. I'm sorry, but I've got to go.
All right.
Got
Well,
some business to take care of.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Have a blessed day.
You too.
This is one great thing about Trenton. There's always people coming by with their story, and we hear some amazing stories from a lot of amazing people. And what's that? That's not right. Hold on. That don't sound right. There we go. I got some kind of thing going on here. Whoa, squirrel just ran past me up the tree. Damn, you see that? I was like, whoop. Thought I was being attacked. So what happened to Jim Miller? Did Jim Miller leave for the day? Where did he go? Jim Miller left. He just took off. I don't know. Pat's over there. Jim walked that way and he never came back. I don't know. I don't know what that means. There he is. I was like wondering where Jim went.
So I bring all these signs that I got to put together. And the minute I get here, I start putting signs up. And you look around and you don't see me. And you wonder where I am.
I figured you were by your car, but you were right behind me.
Yeah.
You were literally
my
right behind me.
I got a sign.
That's
stuck
hilarious.
there, you know?
That's funny.
Patients not growing medicine helps New Jersey. How?
How?
You know?
How? I love the sandwich boards. I love it. The lawn is
Well,
sprinkled with them.
The other sides of them, the other sides of them are
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
the money ones.
I know.
Yeah.
Still, both sides are. Yeah.
I hope I can take a picture of it so I can remember what was said. I still got a little more to do, you know. Let's see, if a picture's worth 1,000 words, we got about 10,000 words here.
It's pretty good. Pretty good, Mr. Miller.
If you don't need any of these, it's going to be my weight. Okay.
And Jim, it's nice seeing you. If you would like to smoke some cannabis, there's some for you. Yes.
Here's some too.
Is it you rolled that?
Yes.
Oh, you did a very good job. There you go. And what's in there? Lemon tits?
Lemon tits.
I'm coming over.
My new favorite strain. It really is my new favorite strain.
It's funny because it can really satisfy any smoker, and it's something that most indica people wouldn't like, you know?
I'm an indica person, but I love citrus. I just did my thing. So, you know.
So I think I was telling you last night, after the event, I stopped at this bar, and there was a guy there who works as a cook at an old people's home in Cherry Hill, who literally had his bike stolen from like one of the nicest areas of New Jersey, Haddonfield, at Acme. He parked it there hundreds of times. And he told me he worked for 35 years for this company, and he still gets minimum wage as a cook. Is that even legal?
That's ridiculous, isn't it? 35 years making minimum wage, and he won't leave because he's attached to the residents there, and I get it.
Correct.
I get it.
Yeah, and he feels that if they don't get a good meal, then their day's not going to be good, and that he's the guy that provides that meal. But it's just, and I just put up a YouTube video. You can go to my YouTube channel, Rabble Rouser. See, what is my YouTube channel called?
What is your YouTube channel called?
It's called Rabble Rouser.
It is. .com?
Well, no, I have NewJerseyRabbleRouser.com.
Okay, New Jersey Rabble.
Yeah, NJRabbleRouser.com. I have SJWatchdog.com, South. And I just did a story about Tim Pool, that podcaster that was just caught getting money from Russia, and he's suing Kamala Harris. He had one of my good friends who was a big-time activist in the cannabis community from Los Angeles, a guy named Craig X. He had him arrested for absolutely no reason. And Craig basically ruined my buddy's life, and as soon as he told me this happened, I was like, well, we're not going to just take this lying down. So I made a couple videos. I put up one. I made an article. The article that I put up on SJ Watchdog 2 days ago, has over 10,000 views now. So, and if you can imagine, my buddy knocked on this guy's door. They invited him in. They said, come on in. After he came in, he left his information as a congressional candidate, saying I'm running for Congress, wrote his name and number down. They put up this video saying, strange man sneaks into my house, right? But he didn't sneak into the house. They invited him into the house. So Craig puts a video up saying, I didn't sneak into their house. He then gets called by Tim's friends, or Tim saying, if you don't take the video down saying you didn't sneak into the house, we're going to get you charged with a crime. He's like, what are you going to get me charged with? And lo and behold, because this guy's a multimillionaire, he was somehow able to convince the police to charge my friend with burglary. This guy was running for Congress and was just seeking to get a little bit of attention from Tim as a podcaster.
Wow.
But then they dropped all charges because they didn't have a case, and because Tim Pool refused to give the discovery up, and and now I'm getting him a really good lawyer, and he's gonna sue the balls off him. So it feels good to help people.
What about the guy, Jim? Tell me about Jim.
So Jim, his name, what happened was my son had a bike in the garage that he hadn't driven for like 3 years. So I went home and I grabbed that bike and I brought it right back to him to the bar, and the dude was really stoked. And I just put that video up too. So
Yeah.
after I learned that Christo made all that money, I said, whoa. And now I'm monetized. I got to figure out stuff people want to watch, you know?
I think people want to see Bongholio naked.
I got to tell you,
Little hole in the front there.
the Bongalonga Ding Dong was my favorite of the songs. And I think I want to be Bongholio's agent. I do. I think I'm going to be Bongholio's agent as my new career.
He needs an agent.
He does.
He should be making money.
Big money.
He should be making money in that. And, yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely, because he's got talent. He's got a shtick, an amazing shtick. Hey, good morning, my friend. And he rocks that thing. He rocks a crowd. Every person that was watching Bongholio had a smile on their face. Everybody. It was great.
Should I call my buddy Craig and tell him I got him a good lawyer?
You want to do it online?
Should I?
Yeah, click use my phone. Hold on, let me hook it up.
Actually, I'm going to do it offline because
Okay.
I don't want to give the information over the air to
Okay.
the attorney. But I'm pretty excited because I dislike dishonest podcasters like Tim Pool. It's not that I dislike him personally. I dislike the fact that he's not honest.
That's messed up.
Yeah, how do you have somebody arrest? He's the one that said that the J6 protesters shouldn't be arrested and should be let out of jail, and he's getting my friend arrested for being invited in his house.
Wow.
So
Yeah, he's one of those.
what a loser.
Yeah.
Tim Pool is a loser.
Let's call Tim Pool.
That would be fun. I don't think he's got a phone number there, man.
Let's call Scutari's office. Let's make some calls. I'm ready to get things moving and shaking. I want to shake things up, man. And I see many activists are afraid of Rotary. They're afraid. They're afraid to rattle the cage. They're afraid to upset Scutari. At what cost? We've had cancer patients here in New Jersey. We've had epileptic children leave the state. Children with epilepsy had to leave the state. What else do we have to do? We don't want to upset Scutari.
Well, who said that?
I'm not going to say. I just noticed that people were walking up to Scutari, to Ratari, at
Ratari?
the 420, and they turned right around and walked away. People in the homegrown community, they walked right back. They were like, oh, no, I don't want to be seen with Ratari. And I've been told by people in the business community they don't want the video that I made. You have to take Scutari out of the video.
Who said?
I'll tell you offline.
Well, here's the question, right? Because we all know that, you know, the unions used the similar tactic for many years, and the only way that you could really defeat that rat is to actually hire union people, right? And a big part of the the cannabis bill was the whole union push, right? So I mean, this is just a provocative tactic to gain people's attention. And what's interesting about it is the only one that can kill Rattari is Skutari himself.
It's Skutari.
Yeah. So,
We'll go away.
and let's be honest, that could be a representative of Sweeney when he was in control. So it's just the representative of the guy that's holding the stick, you know.
By the way, why is the rat not inflated?
And the rat doesn't look, you know, like Skutari.
Let's inflate the rat.
Doesn't really look like him, so.
Here, I'm gonna inflate this thing. Here, host the show for a minute. I'm gonna turn it on. Oh, I gotta.
All right, so. Got a fun story for you, Lefty.
What's that?
Got a fun story for you. What happens? What happens when people stop convicting people?
You need
though?
help with this?
No. Plug it in.
Style here. Woo.
Yeah, you got the nice chair now.
Oh man.
We have construction behind us.
Yeah, if you're gonna put on the miles that you do. You know, I did figure out going to Google Earth, Lefty's intersection at 49th and Avenue B, and I was able to measure it because it has a key to how many feet, and I figured it out literally. He could have gone from that intersection to Timbuktu in this chair, because Timbuktu, New Jersey is about the amount of miles away that he would have gone. It's 88 feet, I think, around that intersection, and it takes him 45 seconds. I think I timed it. Yeah, I get that kind of bored.
That is pretty freaking bored. That is pretty bored.
I just liked it. You could go all the way from here to Timbuktu.
I didn't even know there was a Timbuktu.
Yeah, I got lucky. I looked it up. I was hoping it wasn't like 1,000 miles away. Yeah, not like anybody cares. So,
Well, I wanted to stop by because I had to say thank you for coming out yesterday. That was a good thing. It was, and didn't see you, but
I was at the end of a 9 or 10 day gig where I was stepdad's healthcare, me and it in the house, where another brother does that, older brother, but he had to get to Canada because he has a wife there and he hadn't seen her in a while, yada yada.
you should see the woman's
me.
face as she's seeing the rat get blown up.
Yeah, anyway, I couldn't, when I heard what date you were having your thing, it's like, no, one more day.
That's okay. You know what?
That thing blows up fast. Now, I know a lot of people, let's call them advocates, think that pissing off Senate President Skutari is not a good thing because we need him to get stuff done. But the thing is, when somebody ignores you for 3.5 years, at what point, 5, 10, 20 years, I mean, you know, are we going to funerals saying, hey, we could piss him off now? You know, I think that he would never do anything to piss somebody off back if it didn't benefit him somehow anyway. He's not going to react like that.
Well,
What's he going to do? Not talk to us? Oh wait, he doesn't talk to us.
it's just a tactic for attention. I mean, you guys sit out here and do this, and you've been doing it for years.
10. This is the
Yeah.
10th year.
So and let's ask the question: where are these people that say they don't like Rattari for all those times you were here? So it's not Rattari that doesn't have him here.
It's
Listen, people think that activism isn't. There's no manual for it, right? You can't say what an activist is, what it should be, how they should work, because really they're mostly renegades.
yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, but you know, I do see what they say. It's like, I remember after I picketed Congressman Frank Plunk's house silently with the memorial wheelchair, yada yada. Somebody went to wherever in Virginia somebody in the government was that they wanted to piss off, and went to his house and banged pots and pans and all that, you know, and that seemed annoying, you know, being the hurt party. It's geez, just being out, you know. But, you know, it's sort of like that there. Co-sponsors of 1393. Speak up to Senator Scutari. Help.
Well, remember, I had a conversation with the Republican. What was his name? I believe I don't remember because he died right after he put up the bill.
For what?
For a home grow.
The dentist.
Whelan?
Dentist.
I don't believe I.
Oh, Cardinale.
Cardinale, yes.
Gerald Cardinale.
So sometimes I think it's just about talking to these guys, you know, like being out here is one thing, but the other day I went in to have a meeting with the governor. I wanted to get, I went to his constituent services. And let me tell you something, Jim. I went down, first of all, there was nobody in the constituent service office. It was a Friday. All of a sudden, these two of them, probably 30-year-old people, came running up, well-dressed. They said, "Can I help you?" I said, "Well, yeah, I'm here. I'd like to schedule a meeting with maybe a governor's aide or the governor himself to discuss home grow." They said, "Oh, well, you're going to have to send an email."
Yeah, right. Here you are.
I'm right here. And you're two of you right there. You
Do you have
could
a computer I could use for a
Yeah,
second,
have-
so I could send you an email from here?
Yeah, how about pull out a pen?
Hold on. I'll email you from my phone. I mean, yeah. See, the thing is, as you know, operating outside your own district with a legislator, if you're not tied into somebody, it's quite the canyon noise here. That's his way of showing his appreciation, turning on the siren. So I see a sign says, "Can't afford it, can't grow, then you die." That's 3 lowest common denominators right there. I want to see it.
It's great. Huge. It dwarfs the tent. I love it.
Yep. I got to write one little thing for FOR
Okay.
because where it says Ratari, I want to make sure, or says.
Talk into the mic so we can hear you.
Yeah. Well, right now it's Ratari, and then underneath it, in quotes, you shouldn't have trusted. Well, you shouldn't have trusted me. But is he holding that sign?
Oh, yeah.
Is that one of the signs?
Yeah. Yeah, we can. They're interchangeable.
No. It's basically
Yeah,
right
white
next
tape.
to Ratari says, you know, it's like angled up, smaller letters, way smaller. And I'm going to take care of that right now. So don't sit down there.
Oh, the blunt. There's still a blunt going. Oh, lovely. It's still going. Is that a joint? That's a blunt.
Here you go. I like the other sides of these signs.
Oh, yeah.
And somebody did a good job because they're just sitting there in the wind right now.
Are they weighted down?
Oh, they are.
Got a jug, 2 jugs of vinegar, and
Oh.
a jug of iced tea.
Okay.
I don't have any water, but pretty well weighs the same. Yeah, that's why I was late, because I had to triangulate the signs. It's the ones on the other side, though, pointing out the difference between Senate Health Committee Chairman Joe Vitelli wanting the hearing. He wants other senators to have the information that you would get from a committee informational hearing. That's why they call it an informational hearing.
Information.
Now, right now, without that information, I don't care what somebody thinks about the bill, because they don't know enough about it to have an opinion. have the committee hearings, and then people will have what's by definition a well-informed opinion. We don't want retarded to go nowhere. I got some bungees. I'll fix them back the other way a little bit. He can't go far.
When he rocks, the signs go like this.
Yeah.
So it looks really cool when he was rocking.
That's as much wind as there's going to be. But anyway, this is about information. You know, it's like, you know, no, I'm not going to get co-sponsors for the bill because they need information first, you know. If you have an informational hearing, then you pick up co-sponsors. You know, and I believe that there would be, except for the behind-the-scenes power plays that go on that we don't know. You know, we don't know about. I don't like looking to my left. We've spent too many years with me looking to the
we gotta
right.
switch.
I'm not doing it.
Switch. It's funny.
Oh yeah,
Oh, this is better.
this is better.
Yeah. It's like
Okay, now.
Paul McCartney's always on the right stage left, and John's on the stage right.
Yeah.
And if they switched, I don't know if they could deal with that.
Yeah, well, I do have some more other signs that I wanted to put up. But we'll just go with this for now, I guess.
Hi, Michelle. Hi, Legalize New Jersey. Bongholio is Holio. Oh, we were talking about Bongholio before and how wonderful he was at the event. What do you need?
Blunt.
It's gone.
Okay.
I'm going to make another one.
Okay.
I'll make another fat one of lemon tits. We're smoking lemon tits, by the way, in case you didn't know.
Really?
Hmm.
I heard that right, huh?
Lemon
Okay.
tits.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I heard, but I didn't know if my mind transformed it to that for my own amusement or it was actually...
I didn't make it up.
Yeah, you can make up stuff like that, though. Contrary to the saying, you can't make that up. Yeah, you can. You can make up anything you want. That's the problem, though. The senators are having information on this bill by what other people might be making up. We don't know. You know what I liked about Senator Joe Vitelli being chairman of the committee? He doesn't allow people to get up there and say stuff that he knows isn't true. He doesn't just sit there quietly while somebody spouts a whole bunch of propagandist stuff. He doesn't let Dave Evans run his mouth without putting a hold on him, making sure that he can back up what he says. But not all we need to do. We need to definitely keep it about information being withheld. That's pretty impressive watching a 10-foot blow-up rat get like right even closer to the road. He's not a scary looking rat. I want to give you a bungee cord tied back so he doesn't lean out that way. Why don't you sit down for a second? Let me make a move on fixing that. We don't have any. Got that screwdriver still? Or is it
It's
doing
on the
something?
ground over there. I wanted to put it over there because of the sound. It kind of the tree kind of blocks the sound of it now a little better.
Yeah, rat's already. I don't think he'll make a move that way.
Oh yeah, you know what? We need to turn them. Yeah. You
Well,
know
I
what?
wanted to, I wanted to pull it, but
yeah.
I can do
Yeah.
that. I can do that. No, I'll just sit here and look at you then. Wasn't supposed to be that kind of windy today. That's too much. I got better bungee cords, dude. Let me do this for you. That's too... I do have a Rodney Dangerfield complex going at times here. Give him no respect. does look pretty good, though. I see you're laughing. So listen, it's all about information. It's about informational hearings. It's about other senators need the information. Where do senators get information? From Senate informational hearings. But wait, there's no will in the Senate to pass this bill. Well, wait, there shouldn't be any will to pass the bill because they don't have information. You know, there's going to be somebody for and against every bill that comes up, right? So when people speak against it, somebody, a senator who agrees, can ask questions, and lead him on, or he can hold him accountable. You know, nobody gets to get up in front of Joe Vitelli and say stuff that is blatantly not true. He will not allow that to happen. Senator Scutari doesn't want the information. Now, he stopped the bill by not posting it for a vote. He's Senate president. You can do that. He doesn't want to stop the vote, though, because how would that sound? Not allowing a vote. Oh, shit, that sounds undemocratic as hell. Well, how about not allowing an informational hearing? Well, that doesn't sound so bad, does it? You mean he's not allowing a hearing? It doesn't sound critical. But it's a healthcare issue, and without that hearing, senators don't have the information they need to support or not support the bill. It's about taking part in the democratic process set up for the people who are supposed to be the disadvantaged, the hurt party. We are supposed to be giving them help, not standing in the way of information that other senators need. Senator Scutari is doing that all by himself, and he does it without ever explaining why. And not in 3.5 years, not one explanation why. You heard an explanation? I haven't.
I got lied to.
Yes, he did say to you personally, well, actually, we have been thinking about it. We have been discussing it. Didn't tell you who the we was and how long ago was that. Where did discussion go? It's, you know, who wants to go out and spend money on a rat to inflate it to make a point that didn't try other avenues first? I don't care who gets to talk about it, but also you know how it's going to go. It's not going to be a direct answer, and he's going to conflate. He's going to water it down. He's going to talk about home grow. He's not going to say the phrase medical home grow. He's not going to say patient home grow. He's just going to say home grow. We need to get the program up and running. The home grow program? No, not that one. The legalization one. It's not really up and running. You know, we're slower shit, and it takes a long time when you're slow as shit. So anyway, it's about information. It's who can be against information? I mean,
Scutari.
What is he saving us from? What's happening in other states that he objects to, and he doesn't want that in New Jersey, not on his watch. What's going on in other states we haven't heard about? Well, there's been a 3.5% rise in the black market activity, whatever, you know? You can't say, look, we can't enforce it, therefore you can't grow your own medicine. That's second class all the way. Patients have come in second ever since this started. And now, well, they come in second to getting the legalization program up and running, which I think should have been done and should be done as quick as possible. But that's not a reason to then ignore patients. Say we want to get adults straightened out first before we talk to you. How's that?
Why are we ignoring patients, disabled vets? Doesn't look good when you ignore disabled vets.
Well, literally ignoring, not, you know. So anyway, I'd like to float yet another plan. I like the idea, the underused avenue of going to a post office with signage and something to hand out, or a petition, or, you know, get a list. You want to corral people in somebody's district, you go to post offices that are in the district between 9 and 12 on a Saturday. That's when you're going to get the most people in that district coming to get anything come in. If they have a post office box, send things in and out. But when you measure distance from town to town city to city. It's always from the post office. It's considered town center. And constitutionally speaking, you have the right to redress your grievances in town center. So that's why they can say where you can and can't be on post office property. And they can set certain other rules. I'm not going to fight them on that. Just to have Scutari's name mentioned in his district as holding up the information that sick and dying patients need to be able to access their medicine. That kind of thing. And there's more than one post office. So I'm thinking what I have to do is do it once and say, wow, it was easy. Wouldn't it be nice if other people would just show up, have a sign, have something to sign, whatever, just to be there. It's the presence in front of someone's constituents. That's a bad look. It doesn't matter if anybody comes over and talks to you. It's that you know people are seeing it. He knows people are seeing it. And all we want is answers to some simple questions. Why are we an outlier state? We don't have to, I don't want to justify why patients need to grow their own for access. I mean, it's too simple. It's too expensive. They don't have the money. Like the sign says, can't afford it, can't grow it, then you die. That's it. Do they think people aren't dying? Obviously, we try to figure that out without statistics from Department of Health. But I guess that's going to be one of the things I want to chime in with the CRC at their next meeting. They always seem to be otherwise engaged, and I need to be more engaged with them as well. It's about information. I can't get that out of my head. Is a hearing? No. How about now? No. How about now? No.
CRC could have hearings. Not that they would, but they could. We could just have a roundtable meeting and we'll talk about home grow.
Well, you know, there is other things going on beyond just Scutari. Why is this not being heard in the Assembly? Assembly President Coughlin has the same power to stop a bill or not have it posted as Senate President Scutari in the Senate.
Yep.
So the fair question is Senator Coughlin standing in Chairman Atkins of the FOR committee this is in? FOR, Federal Oversight and Regulation. Yeah, so it's in his committee and he's a co-sponsor. Committee chairman's a co-sponsor of a bill. You think it has a chance of getting posted? I do. You know. Yet he hasn't. Well, the Senate goes first. Not a written rule. That's what everybody's going to stand behind. Oh, well, then the Senate can hold up the whole thing no matter what's going on in the Assembly. You got to get the rules straight. You can look at how a bill becomes law, and that's not how it happens. So anyway, I said let the information out, and you don't like it, don't put it up for a vote. That's on you. But it would be done with people having probably the best information they're going to get on a specific bill.
I heard you mention something. I heard you mention that's how the laws are made, and somehow these people in here have to do with it. Well, they get sent the laws. I don't know if you know. Did you see the Norcross indictment?
Yeah.
Did you read how the EDA Act was passed?
I
So
did.
the-
I read about that pretty
So the
carefully. I don't know the
EDA Act was written by Philip Norcross's law firm, Parker McKay. They wrote the entire EDA Act.
EDA.
That's the Economic Development Act that gave Camden $1.6 billion that George and his friends got $1.1 billion of. And that's why they're under indictment. The EDA Act was written by Phil Norcross, his firm, then sent directly to Steve Sweeney. Donald Norcross then sponsored the bill, word for word how it was written from Philip Norcross's company. So the lawmakers in here, while they do pass the laws,
Oh yeah, no, I understand.
yeah, They're not writing them.
I understand that I don't understand a lot of what goes on there. I mean, you have to know there's a reason when it doesn't add up.
Well, that's why that indictment is so important.
Yeah. Let me
That
ask-
indictment
let-
is like cracking a little. You're looking under the covers.
Let me ask you something. Could any of the Norcross power extend to why Governor Corzine might not have wanted home grow in the original bill passed? I've heard that it was Norcross exerted pressure on the governor's office, not with home grow. Now, I mean, it could be a rumor.
Well, if you ever hear the Palmyra tapes,
No.
the Palmyra tapes was a council person in Palmyra
It looks like he's waving the signs.
who was being pressured by Norcross to fire the solicitor, and he wanted the solicitor to be fired, but he wasn't too nice about the way he was saying it. And on the Palmyra tapes, what happened was some FBI agents heard about how he was trying to strong arm this councilman, and they wired him up. And they got hours of Norcross on tape saying things such as, Corzine? I own Corzine. He doesn't make a move without me. So you're going to fire that guy, make his life hell, went to the guy's employers, told the guy's employers to make the guy's life hell. So do I think he had a hand in it? I think he has his hand up the butt of the governor, yeah. I think that Murphy was probably the first governor that came in that he really didn't have a real strong hold on, but he had Sweeney. And when Sweeney went down, what happened was Sweeney wanted to run for governor. So March of last year, there was a call between Scutari, after Scutari became Senate President, and Norcross. And Norcross said to him, I need $500,000 from your Middlesex, is it Middlesex County? Middlesex Democratic Party for Sweeney. And Scutari said it's a losing battle. He ain't going to win. And didn't want to give the money. And Norcross told him.
I got to add one thing.
Norcross told him, he said, he basically called him a motherfucker and told him, you're going to be giving me the money one way or the other. And Scutari hung up the phone on him. Now, this was reported. That was reported, and then all of a sudden, all the subpoenas start hitting Camden. All these subpoenas start coming down. So he didn't have the Senate president anymore. That was the first time he didn't have the key here in Trenton to make these decisions. And he went and he kicked Scutari in the chest, and Scutari pushed back. And he told Matt, the AG, go ahead, open the case back up. Because when Sweeney was in power, all that stuff happened. Sweeney is named.
Oh, no, yeah.
He's in the indictment. Sweeney is named in the indictment.
Yeah. That's why all the protests 3 years ago were at Sweeney's office but what was the relationship between Scutari and Sweeney then? Sweeney was the one not allowing it to be posted. He was Senate President.
And Scutari was blaming it on him. Scutari said specifically that he couldn't put home grow because Sweeney wouldn't sign it. He didn't care, he said.
Yeah.
Scutari said he didn't care.
Sound like a lie to me.
So
Maybe he just evolved.
yeah,
love that.
No, that would be mutating.
it's
is what
110 something page indictment. If you want to see how New Jersey politics works, read that indictment. You're going to see, there's a place across the street here, right? Greater Trenton Inc. Greater Trenton Inc. Does anybody know what the hell Greater Trenton Inc. does? No, they're never there. They don't answer the phone. They don't answer emails. They get $1 million a year. The guy who runs it makes $380,000 a year right across there, but he's never in Trenton. And I can't find one person to tell me what Greater Trenton Inc. does. Thomas Edison gives $200,000 a year. Johnson & Johnson gives $300,000 a year. All these different big corporations in Trenton give 144, right over there, 144 State Street, Greater Trenton Inc., all this money, but we still can't figure out what they do. George Sella, are you there? George?
George?
George.
At $380,000 a year, don't you think you'd show the hell up to work, George?
George.
George?
Mr. George. We need better workers, Mr. George.
So Greater Trenton Inc., the question is, what do they do for Trenton? We have a question here.
Yeah. Give him the mic. I can't hear him. Pat, give him the mic. I can't hear him.
Here.
Here you go.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, man.
Hey, listen, it says medical cannabis awareness over here. Yeah, well, you know, I'm just coming home, really. So, like,
Where?
coming home from the hospital, man. Yeah, Trenton site. I was over there for a while. And I'm home now, and I was going to say, do you give out samples here?
Samples?
Yeah. All right, thanks.
Have a hit. Enjoy.
What happened?
I need the tip. The only you could, but I need the tip. Take a few hits though. I need the tip because.
Take the tip out, he's saying.
Oh, okay.
What happened? What were you over there for?
I was over there, you know, basically to strengthen my life, man. And that's what I'm doing.
Good. That's a good thing. What's your name?
My name is Ed.
Well, good luck to you, Ed.
All right.
God bless you, man.
What do you think? How many plants are you legally allowed to grow in New Jersey?
Oh, over 1,000 maybe, right?
None. Home grow is illegal. That's why we're here trying to make home grow legal in New Jersey. Yes.
How old were you the first time you smoked weed?
So I was like 8 years old when I started smoking bud, for real.
Where'd you grow up? Trenton?
Yeah, East Trenton.
Nice. I think that's the lowest because I think 9 was the lowest. I was 13. I was 12 actually. Yeah. What's your? Is there a story behind that when you smoked?
Listen, I'm smoking right now, man, and I feel pretty good. Yeah.
Like when you first smoked, the first time you smoked, you got high the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'm pretty high right now.
you got high.
You feel better?
Yeah, I feel a lot better.
Good.
Would they have you on medication too in there?
Yeah. Yeah, I was on medication.
You on medication now too?
Yeah.
Comparably, how that medication, how fast that works, and how it makes you feel compared to cannabis.
Oh, everything good, man. You know what I mean? It's the best. It's chilling right now. I'm feeling good.
That's good, brother.
Hey, what's your favorite munchie food?
My favorite munchie food will have to be chips.
Potato chips?
Potato chips.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I got a third question. If you
Yeah.
if
Peace, man.
all right, brother. Thank you. Yeah, man.
So the question should be, George,
Mr. George.
Mr. George Soa,
Mr. George.
what do you do with all that money? What do you do for Trenton with $1 million+ you get every year for the people? Because I've asked business owners and they haven't found it. So what does Greater Trenton Inc. do for Trenton besides pay George Soa $300,000+ a year to not show up? We're gonna find out one day.
It's good work if you can get it. No, it's actually bad work if you can get it.
Well, what I'm going to try to do, and that's part of this next month here I'm going into, is find these sponsors of people like Greater Trenton Inc. and offer them an alternative for people that are actually doing stuff. Like in the hub, we have a woman that is in there, and they do something called Twistin' Thursdays, and they call it the Trenton Twist. And they want people who work in these buildings here who never shop in Trenton and leave Trenton at 4 o'clock to actually go out and shop in the businesses. So they hand out flyers, and they actually get people to go out to these local businesses. I saw 4 city workers walk into Weedman's the other day. And I'm like, wait, where are you coming from? And it was from the Trenton Twist. And you know what much she gets paid? She gets $0 to do it. She, puts it together by herself. She, has no real help other than a couple guys that are helping her hand these flyers out, and she's making a difference here in Trenton that was visible, that I actually saw, and that's where that money should go. So the idea is to help start nonprofit here in Trenton. That's not a nonprofit that takes the money out of Trenton. That actually has it for the people in Trenton. Because it seems that Trenton is one of the cities that if there was a gas tank, right? So say Trenton's a gas tank. There's siphons going to all these towns, these wealthy towns, from the people that are working here, and they're not spending money here. And this, where we're standing, doesn't pay taxes into the city of Trenton. You know, government buildings, these nonprofits, churches, which there's a lot of churches. So Trenton's tax base is so minimal, but it's so wealthy at the same time. But none of the people that are here are spending their money here. So I think that, you know, the idea of the Trenton twist, where you're trying to get people to intermingle, you know, I think what they really should do here in Trenton is create a incentive for the people that work here to live here. You know, in this downtown area. You know, you have empty apartment buildings over there. I was at the festival yesterday. I was talking to these guys, and they said, you know, it's so great. I'm like, what? Well, nobody's ever down here on a Sunday. You know, so it's nice to have people in, you know, Trenton. And it was two guys, and they're like, we're the only people that really live down here in the downtown. How crazy is that? You know, and it's a beautiful, beautiful city, you know. But listen, I appreciate everything you're doing. I must go. I have a big day ahead of me. And I'm getting the Magi skincare lotion. I'm talking to some manufacturers about manufacturing it in their facility so I can start selling it into the dispensaries. So there could be a good skincare product in the dispensaries. So
Yeah, all you need is somebody with a manufacturing license, and you work under that.
yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to a couple different people today.
Nice. That'll work.
But I love you, brother, and I love what you're doing.
We're going to Edison tonight, Edison Council meeting.
You know what? If I can make it, I think I will, because I really do think that if they saw him there, I should dress like I'm a lawyer too, and act like I'm Christo's lawyer, and I'll, you know, get up there first and speak, and I'll just the New Jersey Constitution, freedom, you know, speech, and you know, freedom of expression. If I want to come up here and say absolutely nothing while wearing a mask, I can.
Right.
You know what I mean? And do it where the antagonist gets up first, and then, you know, lets them have it a bit, and then get Crazy Chris up there, and and he's not crazy even. It's interesting because when you watch his videos, you almost think that you know, obviously he's not he's not like a normal guy, normal person, because he seems to be interested in documenting everything, which is pretty interesting because that's the world that he seemed to grow up in. I mean, he's probably, 15 years younger than us?
Yeah.
He's like 30-something. I mean, his whole life, it's all social media, everything you see, people holding the phone.
He needs a body cam.
Yeah, exactly. He should just have it just strapped onto
All
his
day.
head. Yeah. But yeah, maybe I will show up tonight, because that would be fun to shake up. It's only an hour drive for me, but
I'm going to wear the mask.
what time is it?
Leave it 7. And they're going to ask me to take the mask off. And under the mask, I'm going to have in white tape on my head, it's going to say Mayor Joshi is a little bitch.
I like it. I like that. Similar to New Jersey Weed Man. You know, remember when New Jersey Weed Man and I got arrested at the Liberty Bell? And they told him to take off his sweatshirt, and he had a giant middle finger on his shirt?
Yeah, so I want to do that.
Here's the question, folks. What does Greater Trenton Inc. do for Trenton? Can anybody tell me? No? Oh, and you're for Sean Spiller. There you go. There's a woman that I'm suing right now that Sean Spiller, that they actually, the Department of Homeland Security had to come out to her house because she was harassing him so badly. Yes, her name's Nicole Stufer. Nicole Stufer.
Oh,
yeah, she
I've heard
created
that
a
name.
Facebook page about me in my name,
yeah,
impersonating
yeah.
me. Yeah, saying some disgusting things. So I hit that John with a lawsuit. Bam!
And she's harassing Spiller?
She was
too?
harassing Spiller so bad that the Department of Homeland Security came to her house and basically interviewed her. She admitted she had at least 7 different screen names that were all alternate people, creating this fake online consensus, you know, attacking people from left and right, up and down, over. And not only did she have to admit that she had 7 fake aliases. One of the fake aliases that she admitted to was one that was attacking me that's involved in the lawsuit. Because what she does is she takes the name of these pages and just keeps changing them to new names. So she has these old pages, but you can't change the handle of the page. So, if you just look at the original handle, then you can go back and kind of trace where the person was. You can go into Google and put quotes around the handle, put it into Google as a quote search, meaning you're just looking for that, and it'll show you each one of the ones that pulled up under that handle. So there's a lot of fun tricks where you can catch these turds. But
I love it. Catch them.
Yeah, that's very informative today too. It's I like what I'm hearing about the Norcross situation.
Yeah.
Oh. No. Let me put that in my bag.
It's on YouTube. Sativa Cross. Sativa Cross on YouTube.
I'll see you guys later.
All right, fine.
See you, brother. Thank you. Pat Duff.
I'm the Reverend of Cannabis.
So, Jim, people are afraid of the rat, Jim. They really are. Activists.
When you say afraid of the rat, I know it's not really afraid of the rat. He's really a real softy. I mean, look at him.
He is. He's bouncy.
He looks more like Bugs Bunny. His teeth aren't sharp.
He's cute.
You
want that bag?
Oh, look at that.
You want? Oh, I guess that's yours.
Well, he's really rocking and
thank you.
rolling there.
Yeah, look at him. He's.
I gotta see if I got any video juice left here.
I love it. I love that he's rocking. Yeah, I'm Lefty Grimes or Edward Grimes. I'm live on Facebook too. We're live on Instagram as well. Grimes.
Everyday superstar?
No. Edward Lefty Grimes. Maybe if you put in Lefty. That's me. We're live on there too. Yeah, we've been out here for 10 years, man. It's funny, we just realized that. It's 10 years. Why are we still here? It's funny. Why are we still here, Jim, after 10 years? The governor's race. No, I want to hear about it. Tell me. You obviously support Sean Spiller. What's his story? Where's he from? What's his?
He's from Montclair, New Jersey.
Okay.
He used to play hockey for Rutgers. He's the current union president of the New Jersey's Teachers Union.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's been involved in politics for a minute and stuff like that. Also hear that Ras Baraka's running.
Okay.
There's a lady named Mickey. I'm not sure what her last name is.
Yeah.
She's also from up north.
Mikey. What's her name? The Air Force lady. Mikey Sherrill.
Mikey Sherrill. Yeah. Okay. Mikey Sherrill, and also Sweeney's running. Running as well.
Ooh.
Right.
The same Sweeney.
Yes.
Not just some.
Steve Sweeney. Yeah.
Winnie
Right.
Sweeney.
That's your guy.
No.
No, not at all.
No love lost there.
No love lost. No. No.
Right.
No, we're good.
So that's just some information. We just out here a little early trying to get the information out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
How does he feel about cannabis and home grow? Do you know?
I'm not sure. Question, this bill right here, is this only for medical or is it recreational as well?
No.
Medical.
That's why everything has growing medicine in New Jersey,
Right,
medical
right.
cannabis, home grow hearings. See that bill 1393 has been ready to be posted for a hearing for 3.5 years.
Okay.
No hearings mean no information on the bill, credible, but you can't tell people, no, we're not having hearings because there's no interest in passing the bill. So good, there should be no interest in passing it if you don't know what it's about.
Right, right.
Now, where you get your information, or give them information and you know where they got it, that's the hearing.
Right.
Now, Senate President can stop a bill from being voted. He can say, I don't want it posted for a vote.
Okay.
He chose to stop this at the gate. He doesn't want other senators to have the information that they would get to know. This is a rather benign bill, and other states aren't having problems with more intense bills than that.
Right.
You know, again, that's the patients not growing medicine helps New Jersey how? We're an outlier state. They got to explain to us why, rather than we explain why we shouldn't be. New Jersey, 14th state to pass medical cannabis law, the first one without home grow. 13 home grow states, we went the other way. Hey, let's legalize. We legalized.
Right.
All other states that legalized had medical home grow. Hey, let's stay the other way. If they don't start showing how we're better off, there's going to be a bigger problem than a rat here. There
Right.
is.
Right, right. So what does that represent right there?
Well, what happened is Senator Scutari, as a freshman senator, actually, he embraced our original medical marijuana bill that was written by Assemblyman Rudy Guciora, and he said, "Hey, I'll do that in the Senate." Awesome, you know. It included home grow of 6 plants for patients, six plants they could grow. He got the bill. As a senator, I think he was head of the Judiciary Committee even then. I think he started out with that. But he shepherded that bill through the Senate through a full floor vote, 22 to 16 in favor,
Okay.
which included home grow of 6 plants. What happened is the identical companion bill in the Assembly wasn't getting, hey, come on, Assembly Chairman Conway of the Assembly Health Committee. Let's
Okay.
get this done. Let's get this done. We got a guy named John Wilson. He's going to prison because he was growing plants, and then patients are going to be, you know, they asked the governor for a pardon, Nick Scutari, for somebody who grew 17 plants with MS.
Right.
Maybe because his mom has MS. Maybe he knew that then. You know, and she doesn't. He includes that, so I get to say it too. But the thing is that what happened is it got taken out in a surprise move by Assembly Chairman of the Health Committee, Conway, but he didn't.
Herb Conway?
He didn't have the juice to do that. That came to him. You're going to do it, likely from the governor,
Okay.
who may have gotten his marching orders from a Norcross. You know, all this happened, and Nick Scutari said after that, when there was no announcement. I went to that hearing, fully expected to have an assembly hearing on our bill, and Chairman Conway said, we're going to announce some changes made to the bill. There's going to be no discussion. We'll hear from the authors of the bill. And then this is the bill that we're going to pass here today out of committee.
Oh, and they just decided to remove.
They took out home grow,
Okay.
passed, never explaining why in 15 years. How do you not tell somebody what broke so they know how to fix
Fix it, right.
No.
Right.
And now we're talking about really sick and hurt people a lot. And, you know, some not so sick, it helps them a lot. You can't quantify somebody's pain where it's worth it or not. But the only things Senate President Scutari, we thought that when this bill was written 3.5 years ago by Senator Singleton, that he would embrace it because he said we can revisit.
Troy Singleton?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he's the man.
He's the man?
Oh,
yeah, he's from Willenboro.
He's the
Yeah.
one. He's the one that wrote. Finally, after all the years it was taken out, put a bill for 4 plants. You know, and Senator Scutari does not allow that. Yeah, I can't let that. Senator Scutari It wasn't the one specifically holding it up at first. I was Senate President Sweeney, but he is good with that. And then Sweeney didn't even get reelected, so Scutari became Senate President. Now, how do you think patients felt when they heard Nick Scutari became Senate President?
Oh,
awesome!
it's gonna happen.
Awesome! He said we could revisit it.
Yeah.
We're here. Woo! He said, "Well, what? No? Et tu, Scutari?" I don't want to quote Shakespeare, but I'm just saying, you know?
Well, somebody could get a
Yeah,
picture
so
with us.
basically, in New Jersey, somebody that turns his back on his own kind is a rat. He was us. He was patient's greatest hero. And then he became a rat. So that's ergo that. And, you know, all he had to do was have a discussion, 15 minutes. A Zoom meeting. 15 minutes. A 15-minute Zoom meeting would clear it up, right? Why not? Yeah. Oh, he did say, yeah, I can see medical homegrown happening, but only with the sickest and most hurt patients. Only a few. The sickest. Oh my God. You're going to draw dividing lines between homegrown? I'm sorry, you're only stage 1 cancer? Nah, no homegrown for you. See us when you go stage 3, then we'll let you grow. What kind of medical sense does that make? Oh, man.
That's awful.
Yo,
Yeah.
nice meeting y'all. You got a card as
Nice
well?
meeting you. No, just a brochure. Take a brochure.
I have one.
All right.
I'll definitely be there.
Thanks, man. What's your name?
My name's Daryl Cole.
Daryl. I'm Lefty. This is Jim.
I'll be in my video on Facebook.
All right,
Awesome.
I've seen it. You know, anybody that goes out and shows up, as you know, I've always been one to say that showing up is where it all begins. So Daryl's here showing up, getting an early start, you know. I have nothing but respect for somebody who does that. You know how I feel about this, Lefty. When somebody has a problem about something and bitches about it, if they do something to try to change it, they're advocating for change. That makes them an advocate. If that isn't enough and they need to be noticed a little more, they do something a little more active to be noticed, and that makes them an activist. So if you bitch about something and try to get something done, you're an advocate. If you bitch about something and you really try to get something done active, you're an activist. If you bitch about something and do absolutely nothing about it, what are you?
You said it.
Yeah, by definition. I don't even have to finish that sentence. By definition. So it always amazes me, especially on Facebook, how nobody's ever going to say, I see what you mean. I stand corrected. You know, listen, okay. I always say that. I've never seen it. I just saw it a few weeks ago, and it was something I wrote, and somebody said something to the effect of, oh, okay, I stand corrected. And I'm like, screw you. You just took away my right to
Yeah.
say that nobody, you know. But it just doesn't seem worth the time. I don't need to validate my opinion by having a debate with somebody where nothing changes. You go in, you come out exactly the same. The world's exactly the same. What a waste of time.
Oh, yeah, a little worse.
What a big waste of time. Yeah, I'm liking that they did have a quorum call in the assembly today, you know. It's hard to gauge the the rat's tails out in the sun.
Is it out in the street?
No. It's right alongside the curb.
Oh, I have to go fix it. It should be.
You want me to do that? I'll do it.
Yeah, we don't want people tripping over the rat's tail there. Ratari's
How
tail.
about I get a cone and put it by the tail? Watch out for his teeth. Come on, that one.
Oh.
It wouldn't be able to blow out. The cone would
Oh
stop.
boy. Yeah, well, let's see if we have a better view here. This is kind of my view. This is a view of the rat. The rat in Trenton.
people in Trenton again. You know, it's almost 5.5 months where there was nothing, a whole big calendar with nothing scheduled. So I'm guessing they found stuff they needed to get done before November. And this is one of 7 days in the last 2 months that they will actually have to show up and, you know, do a job. Can't afford it, can't grow it, then you die.
Oh yeah, we definitely have good exposure today here.
Well,
There's a lot going on here. You got a wheelchair ramp over here with cones. There's sandwich board, sandwich board, sandwich board, sandwich board, tent, podcast, speakers, Ratari. There's a lot going on here.
to do it without engaging patients.
And
though,
weed
come on.
smoking and smoking cannabis.
Yeah, not enough.
Not enough is right.
I'm going to become immune somehow.
We're gonna smoke something
I always
indica.
heard that would happen.
How about some indica?
Yeah, it's not about drawing a crowd to the party here. It's about, I don't know, just being visible. And we do have some friends going to show up in a little while. I know that for a fact. And they come with their own.
They sure do. I don't like opening empty jars. Shit. Oh. Ah, this must be indica. I believe it is.
I don't believe I've ever actually used the word pungent.
Pungent.
I don't know why. Do you know what the least liked word is? It's not a swear word. It's for real. I mean,
Per se.
no, moist.
Moist? Why?
People don't use. I don't know. It creeps people out somehow.
Moist. Well, if you sound it out enough times, it is a creepy word. Moist. What is moist? Who made that word up? What's the Latin base of that word?
Moil.
Moil. Moil. Ew. Ew, brother, ew.
Yeah. Okay. Oh no. Stop.
Stop. We're not doing that kind of show here.
Yeah, we've changed places. I'm that one and you're the other.
Hey, we can do it at Mad Hatter, though. They want us to be more crazy over there. I said, oh, really? I said, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. When James Cagney said, "Oh, you dirty rat," you know, that was his catchphrase, "You dirty rat."
You dirty rat.
Yeah, but it was about Paul Scutari, you know, a patient's greatest hero. Swore that we could revisit home grow that he got passed in the Senate on the full Senate floor. Yes, we can revisit it. And then to turn around and be the force against revisiting it, that which he said could happen right after he got blindsided when they got taken out. He didn't know it was going to happen. And I guess the reason I know that is John Wilson had already been convicted. That was like October, I think. And Nick Scutari wanted to get it done. So him and, was it Senator Whelan, I think, petitioned Governor Corzine to either commute his sentence or pardon John Wilson. Scutari went to bat to get a governor to pardon somebody who threw 17 seeds on it grew, and he didn't decide I'll plant 17. He told me, Jim, knowing it's medicine, I couldn't bear to pull any of them up, and I understand that. But Senator Scutari went to bat for John Wilson, asking the governor for a pardon, based on the fact he was sure that Herb Conaway would bring this up and it would pass out of his committee and pass on in the assembly. So imagine out was when he got to work that day, and, you know, he probably got very little warning. All right, Nick, before we begin, you have to sit down. I'm going to take the homegirl provisions out of the bill. I have to do it because Norcross is ganging up with the governor, and, you know, I'm going to need my committee positions again next year. And I'm kind of a whore, so I'm not going to allow that. That's her, Chairman Conaway. Having been there and sitting, I mean, literally right an aisle away from Nick Scutari, and there is video. I don't know that you've seen it, where he says some of the changes, which I don't necessarily think are necessary. You know, so he was saying, yeah. But the reason Herb Conaway waited to do it for like several months, Scutari's passed in June, I think it was, in 2009, and Conaway's was months and months later. Scutari was like getting on him to do it. Come on, let's get this done. So there wasn't really a lot of time, and our savior, Nick Scutari, said he thought it best to get as many patients off the legal battlefield as possible.
Oh, he said that.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Oh.
He wanted to get patients off the battlefield, as many as possible.
Then.
And
He said it then.
we could revisit home grow down the
Yes.
road. That was the lead-in to revisiting. Want to get patients off the, because otherwise nothing's going to pass. So you want a law. The only way it's done is without home grow, but without explanation in 15 years. Not from Assemblyman Conaway, not from, certainly not from Nick Scutari. I am going to make a last-ditch effort again to see Assemblyman Conaway's running for a congressional seat that Andy Kim gave up, going for the Senate seat. Yeah, we were playing like musical chairs. And that's the person who needs to ask the question, why did you take that out? His Republican...
When's his next campaign stop? Let's go there.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I think we should hustle up some help with the Republican, his competition for that seat. I would think that it might behoove him in a state where this is popular to say, I understand you have never explained, you know, just tell the story and say, would you like to say anything about, you know, goad him. On the other hand, if the Republican doesn't do it, you know, it ain't worth shit to begin with. I mean, you know, that isn't that how it works?
Well, did Ed the Trucker help us?
What's that?
Ed the Trucker, did he help us?
No, well, he maybe would have, but Ed the Trucker didn't ask Senate President Scutari, his Senate President, to post the bill that he co-sponsored. Hey, I co-sponsored the home grow bill. I'd like you to do it. See, the minority party is supposed to be a check and balance on the majority party, not their just little lapdog. He was supposed to say, why are you doing this? We need an explanation. I want this done, you know, and wouldn't. And he was asked to do that by a constituent, because I wrote the letter. This is how I know some of these things. Oh, I don't know. We've outlasted so many people.
Yeah.
Outlived many. You know. I mean, Terry Farley, he was my nemesis, you know. Ocean County Narcotic Strike Force head. The Ocean County prosecutor. Or assistant prosecutor, whatever. Yeah, I got the Charles Memorial wheelchair to his office down Toms Road, the county seat. You know, I believe it was calling him a liar and a coward, and whatever. But I was with Sherlock. She had no trouble saying they're liars. Matter of factly.
It's
And,
Tracy.
Yes.
You have an extra chair?
You know what? What's that?
You have a chair in your car?
No, I don't.
You have a chair.
I thought I did. I don't know why. Honestly, I can't. Yeah, she can sit here.
I'll give her. Oh, all right.
Yeah. I'll be, But you don't want to let the conversation sway too far from where we would like it to be. Sometimes some peripheral issues come up. Fair warning. Son of a bitch, why don't I have another seat?
But yeah, so Scutari needs pressure. That's all I'm saying. He needs pressure, and don't be afraid of a little pressure. Tracy's here. Hi, Tracy.
I trust Senator Scutari more than a lot of people would say we shouldn't piss him off, because I think he's not going to be pissed off. Not at us.
Let's not piss him off.
We're trivial.
Tracy, don't piss off Senator Scutari. Don't make him upset. He might do something like ignore us. He might do something like not do anything. he might do absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Like he's doing now.
Come sit here.
It's a big rat. He needs a big rat.
Not everybody loves the rat.
Not everybody does. I'm glad you do.
Yeah, but you know what? Not everybody loves a lot of things.
I know. They can get over it. They can get over themselves too.
Stoof.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
I thought I had a couple of chairs. And
I had so much shit in my car, and I just grabbed one chair.
I don't have any in my car, but I'll make sure they get back in there. So what do you think?
Oh, wake and bake. Mary Jane's Magic Brownies. Early bird gets the buzz. Early bird gets the buzz. Come here, bud. Hello, dear.
Hello. And it's hemp made and hemp dyed.
Oh. Okay.
So it's all like completely. It
Nice.
feels different. Like it doesn't feel like it's a.
It doesn't feel hempy.
No.
Like
not at
like
all.
it's got a little rough. Hemp's a little rough sometimes.
yes, it is.
Can be.
You know what I like about hemp? It doesn't shrink. If anything, it grows. Does not shrink. I had a hemp shirt, and it's one of the few. It had something right, a short sleeve. It had a little something about it being hemp on both shoulders. And I thought, yeah, you can have stuff on the front, but people are not likely to start.
Yeah.
You can put it on your back, and they get a good read. But I noticed people looking over at me all the time, like at a boardwalk or something like that, where you're out with people would come by and they turn their head and they'd be
They're looking
on
at
the
you because
shoulder.
they think you're in the Grateful Dead.
I look like a soft touch. Look like somebody has money. Oh wait, no, that wasn't me. It wasn't money that they didn't have.
Maybe if I had somebody else's pants on.
I like how people are taking pictures of the rat. That's great.
Yes, could be a tourist attraction once in a while.
Yeah, this is going to be. He's thumbs up, man. He's very happy to see that. Yeah, we need home grow, patient home grow, for cancer patients, for MS patients.
Patients cannot afford their legal medicine.
It's awful.
There's also bills that would help them get it through the PAAD pharmaceutical for the aged and disabled. Usually it used to be a $5 copay. Cheryl got $22,500 worth of Marinol per year through them. Marinol. And, it was too heavy. The best thing, the way it worked then, and I don't mind saying it, you could trade Marinol for Bud.
Sure could.
Some people
I'd
wanted the heavy, oh, I thought I was facing the other way, buzz.
Yeah, I want that.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
I need that for my pain.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I wish I had video capability, but at Cheryl's memorial in Washington, D.C., National Normal's office opened up in the evening, and it's like maybe 45 people easily. A lot of MS patients that came from all around the country. And they had a couple ounces that we all smoked in the office. The security guard wasn't having a problem with it. And patients were trading Marinol for buds in a normal office. It was like, yeah, but it is a little debilitating. And PAD could pay for that. That's the bill that last session got out of committee without any dissenting votes, and then never got a voting session. And again, so there's bills that aren't growing, home grow bills, that there's resistance to as well. And I think it's like, well, hey, PAAD has to pay for it. That means we're going to be sending them to dispensaries where it's the most expensive way to do it, and then PAD is going to pay for it. Now, that doesn't come from the general treasury. I don't know about now, but it used to be the lottery proceeds paid for PAD. And I figured out once that...
Uh-oh, Marinol can kill.
Oh, yeah.
Marinol can kill.
Yeah, it can. It can be confusing. I was no stranger to it,
I was on it for most of my life, and I just didn't realize that that's what it was. That it was, I was passing all the drug tests and everything. I'm like, and they're like, oh, but you have a medication. I was like, which one? And they went through them all, and they're like, that one. And I was like, oh. It's just a different name. Because we have like 5,000 names for. So I'm kind of here today because I have a question about, I know we need home grow no matter what, but I've heard some waves in our compassionate use where I was actually at a place that had patients leave. They said, we're sorry, we can't serve you. And it's like, but they're actual patients.
Yeah, where is this?
Oakland. And I was like, but you have a smoking section. There's a hole, and I'm like, and I was one of the people, I'm a patient. I'm not sharing it with anybody. I'm not passing it to anybody. I'm by myself in the smoking section. And they said, no, you're not allowed. And I said, since when? I'm a patient.
Yeah.
This is private property. Well, it's a restaurant that is...
Private property can say no.
Oh, it's a restaurant?
It's a restaurant. Yes, it's a restaurant. They have a full smoking section, everything. So how does that overlap with the... because it's a restaurant, it's a business, and it's owned by a person, and that's why they're saying it's private property, because...
Yeah, they
Want to call them up?
I don't think there's really legal
Let's call them up.
legal recourse.
Let's call them. No, we can have recourse. We can call them on the podcast.
I went to
I don't think anybody's even
went to
there yet.
an MS walk that ended at Bar Anticipation over where is that, over in Point Pleasant or something? Somewhere over that way. But yeah, the MS Society wouldn't let me on their property. I had Cheryl's Memorial wheelchair, pictures, information, and they wouldn't. So the bar security, said you can't mingle with the crowd in the parking lot here. And I thought, well, be careful what you wish for, because what I'm going to do is go onto the sidewalk there.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the first person everybody sees when they're done walking 6 miles. You know how you're almost there, you're getting back. Here comes the good part of your day. Who's the first person going to go, you made it, here, congratulations, here's something for you to read, good reading here. Oh yeah, I'd be doing this over in the parking lot, but see that lady right there looking right back at us? Yeah, she kicked me out to the corner here. They wouldn't let you be there? No, you can go over and talk to her about it. So I sent people her way. And, a lot of people saw it my way. is information they might need. I was there to do that. Which, of course, how does that tie into Senator Scutari? Oh, he tells us
One thing.
about his mother has multiple sclerosis and she is a patient. They'll say, if he's going to say that, and I'm watching it on maybe New Jersey Spotlight or something, then I get to say, so you know where MS can go if it's not treated with cannabis. Actually, even the MS Society says it could slow down progression of the disease, the MS Society. So if they're going to say that, and he's not even going to allow a hearing on a home grow bill that would make it accessible to people like his mother, who are also mothers, you know,
Then what?
yeah, I get a problem with that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big one.
The thing is, where is somebody that just lost somebody that's pissed off about it because they saw the same thing when I couldn't get her or him their medicine? There is pain, and you feel responsible, because I feel responsible. And Cheryl, I couldn't get it all the time.
Right.
So I know what it feels like, and I know what's going on with other people, but they don't come forward and say, I want to be open about this, you know?
222 MedMan. 222. Sorry.
Hey, Medman. I couldn't make it yesterday because I found out my driver's license was expired.
It sounded like the Rain Man blurting something out. 222 MedMan.
He's been asking for it, and I keep forgetting to say 222, so I had to stick it in there.
All right.
I'm gonna hang out for a while. Actually, I'm back up here on the 26th for the card. They're doing a pop-up to get your MMP card.
Where?
Trenton, Atlantic City, and God bless you, New Brunswick.
A pop-up?
So,
Where?
the pop-up here.
Right here? Right here? Are we here? Are we in the right spot? We grew weed here. There was weed growing here. Right there?
Oh,
And right
we
here?
grew?
You're standing in the field, right?
Well, I know. I remembered.
They planted a field. Now,
You know, 10 by 10 foot.
yeah, it was 10 by 10 foot they planted it here.
There must have been, like, between the little clones and the 1.5 foot plants, they're like 75. There's a lot.
That's sweet.
Mother plants. Tracy, they're this tall.
Oh, that was
There would be, yeah.
awesome. I've been.
And the sanctions were, you have to take that away with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take it away.
Nobody got
was it.
charged.
No.
Nobody got 5 years in prison for that.
No.
That's cool.
You see, that would have opened up a can of worms nobody
would've.
wants opened up here.
It would have,
Yeah.
because we would have had ACLU representing us at that point.
Yep.
Well, then some questions would have had to been answered.
Yeah.
Why is this bill not getting a hearing?
It would have really
What does
opened
it
up.
take? What does it take to get responsible legislators who know better to ask? What's going on? Nick Scutari, he's made some apparently good power plays, and he's got people under his thumb.
Yeah. He
So
must-
why would we not want to put a rat up? What's he going to do?
What are you going to do? Ignore us? Not help us?
Well, this is
Lie to
all.
us?
See, the thing is,
Here you
we
go.
work in increments, and this isn't the last increment. It doesn't stop with Ratari.
It's all about the new pop-up clinics to renew cards or to get a new card.
Oh.
I'm coming up here because it makes more sense for me to like have it in my hand than it does to wait to have it mailed.
Yeah.
You know, besides it's
So
like here in
what, you're
Atlantic City.
going to get a card then, like now?
No, my card expires on October 31st, and I have to have it renewed.
Yeah.
So it's like that pop-up clinic that I just got emailed about. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. September
And then-
26th,
And if you come to Trenton, they'll give you your physical card that day.
50 Barrack Street.
Right here.
Yeah.
50 Barrack Street, right here.
So-
Yeah. We will help you to understand the medical cannabis program, register as a new patient or caregiver, create a patient or caregiver portal, renew patient or caregiver card, that's what you
Yep.
need, submit required documents, Add or change caregiver, change address, and more. Much, much more.
More.
Jim. More, Jim. There's more.
I question them more.
Right?
I
what-
question
are,
that.
are they going to give
But
me
wait, there's
percentage off
more.
at the door or something?
Yeah.
Like, what do I get?
Hurry, act fast. Supplies won't last.
Well, and it says the only one that you're going to get the physical card from is the Trenton one. If you go to the other two pop-ups, they'll give you like your ID number. I guess they're going to give you a piece of paper that says you're good, and that's it.
Okay.
So I was like, and it was interesting to find out that our MMP cards are really just for them to make money, which we always knew.
Well, it does give us the right to use our medicine where adults are not allowed to have their recreational pleasure.
True.
And it is one of the better laws in the country for patient consumption. One of the things New Jersey got as close to right as others.
And Jim, man, that day, like the only reason why I was at this specific place smoking was because I'm losing my mom to advanced Alzheimer's dementia. So she's gone from like one day she's great to the next day she's been gone for a long time. And the only thing that's keeping her straight is cannabis.
Really?
So, oh my God, night and day. Like I start with it, and one of the things she loves is to grow. She loves plants. This would be perfect for
Yeah.
her because one of the things she needs to be
Yeah.
doing
Keeps her
is
busy.
using her brain and keeping her busy
Yeah.
and growing plants. That would be awesome
Yeah.
because we need it. Like I want to grow mine because I do have my first plant that has lasted longer than a year, but it's still like I want to try to grow my own medicine. No way.
Well, you know,
Because
there's
I
a-
wouldn't, but I would pay somebody something and then give a tithing from whatever my plants.
Yeah, well,
You
you don't
know,
want
for
to say
people
that.
in
You
need.
don't want to say that part on a negotiation with anybody.
Well,
You know, it. I've always said that old patients won't be able to grow. No, they won't without help. But
What?
really, there's a lot of good people
Oh my
that know
gosh.
how to grow, and they would like nothing better than to pass on to somebody who could use it.
absolutely.
But it's a lot of this could be like some people. Okay, FaceTime on look
Yep.
at that, and and get advice. So I'd always envisioned people are going to be buying grow lights, and where they sell grow
Yep.
lights, do they have a patient service department, assistance, and what? And I would say it's sort of like FD could say, I'm going to determine who I think has the best follow-up
grow
thing for a
operation
patient.
for
Yeah.
me, yeah.
So that Sativa Cross then will take a board vote and likely endorse them
Right.
as the number one choice if you need somebody.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
So then you
Yeah.
know that they're reliable places.
Yeah.
You're not just see that's even a step above what I was thinking. I was like get some licenses, like a big property, have a couple people that are in charge of just that home grow facility.
Yeah.
And I would have like my little corner with my plants and pay my monthly fee or whatever. Because
Right.
I mean, we have to make sure it's running and all, and I would have to do
Right.
that at home too.
Right.
But it still saves me a lot of money because now using my ancillary businesses to help
Right.
me make sure that not only can I help me but other patients, and maybe like have a facility for PAAD patients or like something that like we can have people that open it up to the disabled community to come in and learn how to grow.
Especially disabled people.
Right. And like our elderly who are like they're looking for something to do anyway. So I mean that's great,
It would be fun.
right?
It would be a lot of fun.
I
If I
think
would,
that
yeah.
would- and the pride that they feel in knowing, and I mean,
Community
disabled
garden.
people are all, yeah.
Community
I
garden,
mean,
that's
my
it.
gosh, like, but we need to be able to have it.
And you have your
But-
strains that you need in your corner that you need, and,
Right.
and everybody takes care of everything.
Right. Right. Absolutely.
Just don't mess up your strain.
Well, yeah.
Don't overwater my strain.
Well, you know, like stuff's going to
It's going to be a
happen.
hybrid sort of thing where patients can grow and then they need to buy something they can.
I
But
like
at the
that.
very least, if they knew how to make their own edible balm, get
Yeah.
a magical butter machine, know how to do that. And I find taking some of the balm, which is certainly all food grade,
Right.
basic coconut oil is the main, that I can take a certain amount just on a spoon. And it doesn't
Right.
get me high like if I wanted to get really high. Not that kind of high. A lot of the static disappears. I'm a lot more left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. More organized. It's if patients could do that, it wouldn't have to be terribly specific. And of course, it's incredible as a balm getting rid of as an analgesic of sorts.
Absolutely.
And it's about information. Information. That's what it's about. Information. It's not about getting co-sponsors. It's about you need the information to know if you want to co-sponsor it. If Senator Scutari doesn't want it voted on, he can stop the vote. But oh no, that would look bad. Stopping a vote sounds better. Simply not allowing an informational hearing. And that really totally ties the hands of the person who knows enough to know that this is a bill that deserves to be heard. That's why you have a chairman of a committee
Right.
to make these assertions. Okay, I think that this would be good. I want to post it. No. Why? No. But why not? No. That's it. And I have it on good authority that Senate President Scutari certainly doesn't get back to certain 501c3 nonprofit organizations in New Jersey when they have legitimate discussion to be had. It's he's playing keep away. He's scooting around patients. This is Nick Scutari, and I think he very rightfully decides to be called Scooter. So
we're changing his name to Scooter Rat.
well, just Scooter. Hey, Scoot. What's up, Scoot? Oh, Scoot. Yeah. What he does, he go like this, and then when the wheelchair patient starts going that way, he scoots around the other way.
He does that.
He was he
Slide
scooted up
away.
a stairway while talking to Lefty over his shoulder. He didn't stop. He went up a stairway knowing Lefty couldn't follow him.
Oh.
Yeah, Scooter.
Yeah, I like that.
It's just information. And
Yeah.
if people are against it, show up. Testify against it. Tell
Right.
us why this
Why
is a
you're
bad
against it.
idea.
Yep.
And leave out the part about we don't know how to enforce it. Enforce what? 5, 6 plants instead of 4? 4 mature and 4 immature. Wait, they're all mature now. The immatures, what are they doing in other states? Basically, if nobody has a problem, you don't need to go looking for it. Every state has more important things to deal with than that. But their inability to find a way to enforce it shouldn't mean patients don't have access through being able to grow their own weed. You can't stop it from growing. I mean, it's a weed.
Right? Exactly. It is a weed.
Well,
Kind of like a cockroach. They don't go away.
The weed's kind of like defined as an unwanted plant in some places because I looked that up and I find that it's not really unwanted.
Right.
That's not an accurate description.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen when you set up shop here. And not too far in the future, we are expecting some company that'll kind of fill things up a little bit.
Oh, today?
Yeah. Well, eventually, and maybe not. It doesn't really matter.
Being here is like the number one.
Yeah, I think that in reading a couple of the signs and then seeing Rattari,
Yeah.
it kind of adds up.
Yeah, it does. It starts to get there,
Yeah.
little by little.
Well, it's just a body shot, and you can't assume there'll be no tangible effect.
Right.
It's not a tough gig. I mean, it's not even that hard. It's not a major setup. And we certainly should have more chairs. But
We can look in the back of my car. I don't know what's back
No.
there, to be 100% honest with you.
nah,
I don't
no.
go into the
Good.
back very often.
I like that they're doing business here today, though.
Yes. It
They-
is a good day for that. And he's like, well, I'll come up.
Good job, Rattari. His little clawed feet.
I mean,
foot and a
they're
half
cute.
off the
Like
ground there.
he's quite impressive. He
Yeah.
really is that, for sure. He's definitely,
About a freaking hair. 3.5-year blockade. How
Yeah.
can that be? What's going on, man? Good to see you.
Hello.
Yeah, it's
Smell like a grab a hoodie.
we're doing the lowest common denominator. All about a hearing for this particular bill.
No. I need a hoodie. I'm cold.
It is cold out here today.
Right?
It's chilly.
Really? Long sleeve shirt.
And then it's supposed to rain tonight.
Grab the mic so I can hear you.
Yeah, we got the good day.
Yeah, this is a good day.
Well, oh,
There you go.
You're welcome.
What a catch.
yeah.
Well, because that when I was going down.
Good man.
Yeah,
Good man.
I thought you were gonna do-si-do for
was
a
good.
second, you know.
Everybody gets one.
The right music on that would have been pretty
I
good.
thought you were going down.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't go down. Thank you.
Yeah, good. Yeah,
Winning.
got the camera pointing right at you.
Oh, man.
You look like you're in a little bit of pain yourself.
I'm in a lot of pain. A little bit.
Yeah, I don't know how your scale goes,
Welcome to the world. I slept wrong and I feel it all over my back. I
Yeah.
can barely move.
That's
It's the worst.
It really
It's
is.
the worst.
And the worst part of it is I think I pulled a muscle under my shoulder blade on my right side, so I really can't move like my neck on like to the right. Like, oh man, it hurts bad. And then I just had to save someone.
yeah. Now life owes you one.
Yeah, now you pay it forward.
Yeah.
Tracy, you got to catch someone now.
You gotta save somebody.
You got to save someone's life now, Tracy. Go out to the world and save someone.
Oh no.
I don't know if that ramp is safe for walking. It might be easier just to go over the curb. I don't know.
No,
What do you think? It's okay? Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's got. I put that board under.
It's good. Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
reinforced now. Yeah,
It's all solid to the.
that's good.
It's not relying on being
Yeah.
hooked up there, butts up to it.
Because look, I mean, even if you don't need a wheelchair to have issues getting in onto the lawn here, you know.
Man.
This is our state house without wheelchair access to the lawn. This is your state house that you pay taxes on that does not have
Well, that's 'cause
wheelchair
they
access.
want you to get off their lawn.
Get off my lawn!
Off the grass, man.
You damn dirty hippies!
I can actually hear Scutari saying that.
Yeah, I could too. On my back though, not to my face.
Yeah, that was really something as I think about it, that Scutari announces he's got the votes to be reelected only halfway through a term. Like, staking his claim. And
Yeah.
So there had to be rumblings of somebody thinking, hey, in an election, somebody else should put their name up. And the fact that the best wisdom I heard was somebody that knows more than me about this saying that probably would be Senator Joe Vitelli. So that I'd like to make it that Joe Vitelli wants to be Senate President because this one's unreasonable and won't let him post 1393 and wouldn't let him post a 342 before that. And then wouldn't let him post 3420 before that. This is the third session for this bill. Isn't its third legislative session looking for a hearing?
Does this happen a lot in New Jersey? I wonder.
I don't know. There was a bill, something about smoking and casinos, and maybe you're going to make something. And I believe it had 26 co-sponsors, and it didn't come up for hearing. I guess that was, I don't know if that was in Scutari's doing or not, but, I think it was. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
If it's not him, he can tell us, but then we'd be talking, wouldn't we? Kind of get to say whatever we want. I prefer the truth, though. And he did tell you, yes, we've been talking about this lately.
Scutari can't handle the truth. Uh-oh. Rattari's losing his sound again. I like how it blows, though. I don't mind fixing the sound every once in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I'll get that.
it's kind of like he's holding it and shaking it, and you're going like this with it. I like it. He's like he's alive. It's like Rattari's alive. How's it on there? Oh, the thumb was holding it on. The thumb. You know what we got to do is get a little piece of tape like we were talking about. A little piece of tape on the back, which I have, but we should get maybe like purple tape or blue, purple. What color is that? How would you describe the color of the rat? I don't even know. Black tape might work. What color's the rat?
I'd say like lavender, purplish.
Yeah, right? He's kind of purpley. He's a little purple. He's a purple rat. We had him next to the purple bong. It was great. Bongolio.
With a red tummy.
With a big red nippled tummy. And he has 2 clamps on his upper nipples here. There's clamps like up there. For signage or bungees. In this case, a bungee. He's bungee to the tree here. I'm telling you, we're getting our mileage out of this rat, Jim. This is the best thing ever. It's like, what's its 4th event, 5th event already? This yeah. I'm glad we got our own rat. We needed our own rat.
I almost feel like getting my camera and going on in and going through the metal detector. Where you going? 4th floor to get a picture of the rat. I would go to a committee room.
Yeah, over here.
Yeah. You go, oh yeah, and then there's the committee rooms. And it'd be like, well, actually, I'd like to go to committee room 4, I think it is, the one on the first floor. I could be wrong. But that would be the picture right out the window. So what I want is to go to a committee room without disturbing a committee hearing and take Rattari pictures. Is that a reason enough to go in, I wonder?
It's reasonable.
It's a reasonable request.
It's totally reasonable.
I feel it is.
Yeah.
Not that my
Hey, all it takes is post a damn bill, say Joe Vitelli, yes, I've had enough. I'll stop it from being voted on. I'll deal with that. Next thing you know, if this gets discussed in committee, then adults are going to want it to be discussed in committee for adult use, home grow.
Oh, my.
Not my problem.
last time I checked, we're the garden state.
Gardenless state.
Right? Like
Gardenless state.
Thanks, Murphy. If Murphy wanted it, we'd have it. I think Murphy's to blame, too.
Yeah. He's looking for the money grab on it.
Yeah,
Like,
they're all getting paid big
The
time.
one thing I
It's
know
good.
that when they were talking about legalizing recreationally, one of the things that the mayor has done was send someone to all the states that went legalized recreationally and asked them, like, out of all the pros and cons, like, what don't you recommend? And all the states told them, don't let them grow. You lose a lot of money, don't let them grow. That's coming from Colorado, California, Washington, I want to say Arizona.
That makes sense.
did you get your survey for your input?
Well, yeah, you wouldn't want somebody's health to lose your money, I guess.
True.
You know, I mean, I don't know these sick people. Can't see them. Do
See-
they even really exist?
Did you get the Public Engagement and Education Committee, the seeking input on medical cannabis email?
When was that set? The 13th?
Yeah, last week.
Probably. I sign up for all those, and I don't know. Yeah, check my emails.
Yeah, they just come
Oh.
through. So,
I'll go to every meeting, but I heard they're getting rid of Mr. Barker.
oh yeah? Why?
Murphy's getting rid of him. They're replacing him with the mayor's wife of Plainfield. The mayor of Plainfield's wife is taking Barker's spot. And Barker was the only one who was speaking out for Zoom meetings for disabled vets and speaking out for wheelchair access and dispensaries for disabled vets. The only one. So he speaks out for that, and he gets canned. Wow.
Well, who cares about our veterans?
Wow.
now? You know,
Damn.
that's
Harsh.
disgusting. It's disgusting. It really is.
Yeah, he spoke out in favor of wheelchair access and for dispensaries because there is none. There's no. Yeah, the old
And-
grandfather
And
clause.
see, that's where the loop is it was not, the ADA is not old enough. It wasn't written for our veterans. It wasn't written for any thought of us having this
You
many
gotta
disabled.
You gotta think, even in the 90s, we were all dreaming of the day we would be legalized. I can remember being 14 years old, my friends thinking, man, I can't wait till weed's legal. Yeah, ever think weed will be legal? I remember asking my mom, and she said no, because the government makes too much money off of it being illegal.
It does.
Pharmaceutical industry, the
Yeah.
rehabilitation industry, the people being given choice of you can do 30 days in the rehab or 30 days in jail, you know.
Oh yeah.
Somebody will pay for it and then somebody's making money. But see, it's supposed to be about patient health.
Nobody
and
cares
what's
about that.
What's best for them. Well, they're
Well, see, that
easy,
depends. Are
they're
they
an easy
making-
group to push around.
Are they paying a lot of taxes? Because if they're not paying a lot of taxes, well then, you know, oh, the rat just took a nosedive.
Patients don't
Scutari is down.
Oh, hold on. We lost the
Scratari is
speaker, too.
down.
Scooter
We lost
rat
the
is
speaker,
down.
too. Shit.
Scooter rat is down.
We lost the speaker too.
Another one down. Scratastrophe diverted.
Yep, absolutely. He just decided he was gonna tiny bit it over.
He just wanted to go for a walk. See
Well,
downtown
I
Trenton.
mean, rats, they
Beautiful downtown
they
Trenton.
do like to, they scamper, right? Scurry, scamper, I don't know.
You know, it's funny. I have a rat
Something.
in my tank at home, and she was supposed to be a feeder for the python that we have, and the snake didn't end up eating it, and we ended up keeping this rat as a pet. And if I had the chance to name it again, I would definitely name it Scratari.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
This big old white rat.
It's not going anywhere now.
There we go.
Uh,
It's double bungeed now.
Yeah, and when you walk up to it, it is pretty impressive looking because he does look, like you said, like he's real. Where did he come from? He just popped up one day? Just one of those things?
Yeah, he popped up. Popped up all right.
What was it? I remember last year, I think it was January, when you guys did that blow up house. And you, before that, like I think it was November, the November before that, we were talking about getting a giant inflatable rat and then doing the blow up house. And I'm so mad I didn't get to come. And the sad thing is I was on my way. I was walking from Hamilton to here. I got to Broad Street and it started to rain on me and I was drenched and I was cold and I was like, no.
No.
I got weed at home.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the days you just go home, curl under the covers.
Yeah. And it seemed like every time I tried to come after that, it rained. I'm happy it's not raining today. Yet. Yeah, because it's supposed to rain tonight.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, my body says it's going to, so
Yeah, me too. I'm sore.
I can feel it.
I'm not looking forward to October. It's neuropathy month for me.
I know. Like,
Yeah.
that's part of the reason why I'm like, going to Trenton. It's like, because it's good for me to move around, and Austin's in school.
Oh, good.
He's a freshman.
Cool.
Can you believe he's a freshman?
Yeah.
And I have to say, I'm actually
Okay.
proud of his school. He now takes 1906 pills,
Okay.
and he can just take them at the nurse's station.
Okay.
So it was super easy for me. I just had to take a copy of his card, and I had to like take them still sealed.
Okay.
So, which is totally fine with me. Like, oh, and they let me have the CBD drinks there for him too.
Okay.
Like, now those take a longer time period. Like, he can go on his lunch to have one of those because, make sure he's not sharing it with anybody. I get it. It's cool. And it's really helped. Like, he's got straight A's so far. So I know
Wow.
we just started, but
Nice.
still for Austin, that's really good. That's really good. So with everything,
Cool.
it's and like it's really helped his ADHD so
Yeah.
much. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a game changer.
oh.
Does it matter
heck
what
yeah.
strain though? Does the strains matter?
For him, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a couple that work like really, really well for me.
Right.
That just absolutely not for him. Like, and we're having him checked for like heart things. Just because both my parents were young when they had, anyway, whatever. And some of them, they make his heart race.
Yeah.
So, he doesn't like the taste of anything. Like, so the gummies, most of the gummies are they're all like, 1906, so he can take those.
Yeah.
And which
I
is-
like some of the gummies.
Me too. Me too.
Which ones?
I like the gummy bears. I like the Swedish fish. I like the Sour Patch Kid ones. I love the Reese's Cups. The Reese's Cup ones. Oh my God. I could eat them forever.
Reese's Cup gummies?
No, they're not gummies.
Oh, okay.
I'm just talking about
Actual
edibles.
Reese's.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Edibles in
Yeah.
general at that point, but oh my
That'd be
God.
interesting. Reese's gummies.
That would be kind of
That'd be-
interesting.
Well, I
That'd
mean,
be-
How would that work?
They
I
have
don't know,
hot
freeze
dog
it?
and hamburger. They have hot dog, hamburger, like little like mustard and ketchup, and like I'm like, oh yeah, like that's the kind of gummy I want. No, because I know like with the auxiliary for Halloween,
I might like a dill pickle one.
I've seen those
Oh.
at the Omega Mart
Yeah.
in Las Vegas.
Oh my God, isn't that the world's largest cannabis mall?
Yeah, yes. Planet X is definitely a cannabition instead of an exhibition.
I just seen something about
But
that
you
on
can't,
YouTube.
You're not allowed to take any phones or anything like that in. Like, they actually, you check your phone at the door.
Really?
Really?
So, yeah. Well,
They don't want you taking pictures of shit.
you can't. It's cool. But I have to say, I don't know, maybe my anxiety was up because
Coming
I
with a
was
camera
by
pen.
myself in a different state.
Yeah.
And I mean, Austin was at the hotel. He's old enough. But so it was like, it was in Vegas, my first time ever in Vegas. And like, there was like every other store was another CBD.
Each one
or-
better than the next.
Yeah.
You know what though?
And each one cheaper than the next.
And cheaper. Like, as you walk, the price goes down.
Well, yeah, that is true. That is true on the price. The cannabis place that was it. Planet X is the name of the actual, and they have a connection with the Omega Mart, which is like just cool as. I was having so much fun. Of course, I was stoned out of my mind, but I was also having a blast. Like,
I would love to go and see that. I've always wanted to go to Vegas, and now besides the gambling and pretty women, I have an actual mission to go there.
well, and the cool thing is, like, they run
The weed mecca.
they run buses every 15 minutes. They have one that picks up at the Omega Mart and takes you for free to Planet X, and then brings you back to the Omega Mart. Because
You
it's
get
like
a
whole
free ride to the
experience.
mall too.
Yes,
That is
there
awesome.
and back if you're already at the Omega
So,
Mart.
what are like the average prices of eights at Planet X?
You know, it really depended on like where you wanted to buy, like where you look what strains were you looking for. Strains were a big difference. I don't remember.
Like, say someone had $30 to spend on an eighth, would they be able to get one?
Hell yeah,
That's awesome.
super easy, and you could get like a couple different
Wow.
things, like
Wow.
because their pre rolls are like 1 gram each, so you could get yeah,
Okay.
no problem, because they were $5.
$5 for a pre-roll?
Yeah, a gram
Jesus.
pre-roll. So
There was a vending
Right.
machine over a Quick Stop right here on Broad until someone complained and the cops made them take it out because they didn't have a proper licensing. But they had a vending machine and they had pre-rolls and they had edibles and they had dabs and they had eights.
Where was this at?
The Quick Stop on Broad, like right across the
In the
street from
store?
P&P Liquor. Yeah.
Inside the
Yeah,
store?
inside the store. It was hilarious. One of my friends who works at Save-A-Lot was telling me about it, so I had to go see it for myself. And it's $12 for a pre-roll, and you have to scan your ID. And it only takes credit card. It doesn't take cash.
Okay.
So I'm hoping they get the proper licensing and it comes back. Because that was cool. And the eights were like $30 to $40. The strains were awesome. They had Blue Dreams, Northern Lights, some
Old
kind of
favorites.
runts. Yeah, and I think the edibles were like $40 to $50 depending.
the one we
They
were
also had vapes.
just smoking
Nice.
as a runt. I can't remember. What kind.
They had disposable.
Yeah, I like dabs. I like wax. But my favorite is rosin, but I can't afford it.
What exactly is rosin? Like, I mean, I scrape my bowl and I smoke resin.
Yeah. It's the same thing. No, rosin is when you take the plant and you make hash, bubble hash. You churn it up with ice and you make bubble hash. You get all the trichomes off of it. Then you filter it through a screen, and you get this mushy hash. And then you smush it. You smush it in a compressor, and you get oil.
Huh.
And that's really expensive to do
Someone's
that.
gonna have to show me how to do that.
I want to learn how to do that too. I really do.
I'd like to learn how to make hash beer.
Yeah, I love oil. I like smoking oil or vaping oil. Excuse me.
The high for me is really intense for like 15, 20 minutes, and then like it's gone. But I don't know. I seem to have a problem staying high because I'll smoke a bowl or a bong and I'll get like really high, and like 20 minutes later, half hour later, I'm like, oh, I'm ready to smoke again, or I'm coming down and it's like, oh, I'm ready to take a nap.
Yeah.
Combine it with a little bit of an edible base, because you go right up to getting high and then coming down. That would be the graph. Now the edibles is like a turtle humpback. So when you combine those two graphs, you kind of bounce in a higher
Edibles are
level.
really iffy with me. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. First time I tried them, I got super, super baked. Following time, nothing. And then I moved to Florida, right? And I met this guy, and he used to go to Colorado once a month. So once a month, I'd give this guy $700 of my money to go to Colorado and come back with some weed. And for $700, he came back with a full Ziploc bag of a smelly-proof bag at that, filled with bud, and there was a cake and a candy bar in there. There was this one particular candy bar, and I'll never forget it. It was called Mile Higher Mint. It was 350 milligrams of sativa. And I made the mistake of eating the whole fucking thing in one shot.
The mistake's been made before.
For 20-something hours, babe, I want to go do something. Let's go do something. What do you want to do? I don't know. Let's go do something. For the whole day, night, and the following day. And then when I crashed, I slept for about 13 to 14 hours.
You know, that sounds like something I would have done in college, perhaps.
That was an amazing experience.
Yeah.
And other times, like, I'll take them and I'll get nothing. I don't know.
well,
Like, I'm really iffy with them.
I think that was ice cream runts. I just tried to verify.
Ice
You know
cream
what's
run.
good is ice cream cake. If you can get your hands on some ice cream cake, oh man. I just had a blast from the past. A friend of mine sold me a dime a few weeks ago. When was the last time you heard of this strain? Oh God, what was it? Give me a second to think.
Yeah. That's how-
White Russian.
White Russian. Haven't heard that in a while.
White Russian. It's a mix of AK-47 and White Widow.
Ooh, I used to like White Widow.
I love White Widow.
I
White
want
Widow's
homegrown.
amazing.
Yeah, I want to home grow.
Yeah, I'd like to
So
grow
then
that.
That way I can do my own and gorilla.
I want to
glue.
be able to grow myself. I mean,
Yup.
Well, eventually, of course, that is going to be.
there's a
happening,
seed
but-
company that I ordered seeds from called Royal Queen Seeds.com, and I got Silver Shining Haze. I got Northern Thunderfuck. I got Northern Lights, which is an auto. I got Honey something, and I did attempt to grow a few of them, and without any success. I did grow one with some success. I got about ½ ounce out of it. And that was. But I want to do outdoor grow, and no, not until it's legalized.
Do we really have the climate for a good outside grow? I
Yeah,
don't know anything
absolutely.
about growing. So.
Absolutely, but you got here in Jersey, especially with the weather the way it's changing now, I would start the seeds, like germinating them, in the end of March, beginning of April, and then by October, November, you'll have a nice solid, really solid wield. A few years ago, I got a plant from here.
Oh, I remember
and-
that a couple of times.
Take a look at
Yeah,
the
and I
price.
got about an ounce out of that plant, and I mainly grew it
Nice.
outdoors.
Awesome. Very, very cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
Which is RSO.
I'm like,
Koichibo, that was the name of the strain.
Whoa, Rick Simpson, 225.
So that's in Canada, 50 grams of Rick Simpson oil for $225.
Oh.
It's sells for 10 times that in dispensaries here.
Yeah.
But that's
Wow.
that's Canadian price.
Yeah.
They got their act together, and it's a mail order, you know. And apparently, for under $100 an ounce, you can get stuff to blow this away.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm not happy about hearing that. But some otherwise it wouldn't be happening.
True.
There's a place in Ewing that's actually looking for people for cultivating. You need experience, and a good resume helps.
That's me out.
Counts me out too.
See, I like knowing. I want to know a guy. Yeah, I got a guy, and then I be his guy for like maybe carpentry or something I can do. You know.
I got a guy and a backup.
Gotta have a backup.
Well, I would like the experience of having some hands-on training and learning and I'll settle for 4 mature and 4 immature plants for now. I'll decide how mature they are though. And I've always wanted.
The one thing I learned about growing that is absolutely the most important about when you're ready to harvest is looking at the color of the trichomes and understanding the cloudiness and the clearness of them, and once they turn like a really dark amberish color, that's when they get like the highest of the indica point, and man, does that put you down. That's what I did with the Koichibo strain. I let it get to the amber color, and man, I talk about couch lock. It's weird. I need 2 strains. I need a strain to get me going for the day, and I need a strain to put me down at night.
The signs are getting some interest, you know.
Oh yeah.
Might be do some educational on the walk by. So what's in the end wrong with information? Who has fear of credible information, where you get to actually question people for and against an issue? In a committee hearing, people testify. Committee members can say bullshit or whatever. But the idea that we have to gather here because a bill that would allow patients to grow their own medicine access without having to break the bank account, that they can't get a hearing for 3.5 years. I estimate somewhere around 1,800 people have died who were patients in that time. And that's a low estimate. Out of those 1,800 patients, maybe only 270, 15% or something like that.
I'm sorry, did you just see that cop wave off the disabled bus?
No.
Yeah, that's what he was doing. He was telling them that they had to keep going. And then the minute that they kept going, and they were stopped at the ramp where they should have been, he turned around and he shut his lights off and went the other way.
I'm missing a
Yeah, I
part
didn't
of
see
the
it.
equation.
I didn't see
don't
it.
understand.
I saw the
To
cop
say-
with his lights on, but I didn't see like pay attention to what was happening.
I heard
That's-
disabled van in there somewhere.
Yeah,
Did I
there
not?
was a bus
Yeah.
that was, I guess, stopped to pick up a disabled person, and they right there at the ramp.
Yeah.
And he told him he had to keep going.
Was there a disabled person left in the mix or something? I mean, in
There
the
was
dust,
an,
I don't
there
get
was
it.
an older gentleman
Yeah.
over there with a big,
Uh,
he did,
Okay.
yes. So I think that's what caught my eye on it.
Okay.
Well, thank God he was able to get on the bus.
Glad he caught his ride.
It would have been a lot longer if he was like getting on the ramp. So sorry.
Hi, how are you?
Anyway. Hello. How are you? Hey, grab the mic. I can't hear you.
We're part of an organization that would be maybe interested in doing something similar to what you guys are doing.
Oh, okay.
And we were just wondering, like, did you guys have to get a permit for all this, or yes? Okay. Was it hard to get the permit?
No, very easy.
Very easy. How far in advance do you have to do it?
Oh, you could do it same day if nobody else has a permit.
Oh, really? Same day?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do it.
State police.
What?
The state police up on the corner there. They'll direct you because I think now they changed it where you have to email them your request.
Really?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you guys got like an audio permit or something like that, or like a just you're allowed to use amplified sound and everything
Oh,
with a
yeah.
permit?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's just so it can't interfere with what's going on inside, So I mean, there are somewhat limits to the levels, but after we were toned down one time, they had a whole band out here, like a marching band, and so it depends on, But it's always been pretty easy.
Yeah. And you guys just brought your own generator and
No, we ran powered from the building.
really?
Plug
They
all
let
the
you
way
do
back
that?
in. Yeah. And if it's to do like speaking, they'll give you a lectern, a dais with a microphone on it.
Oh wow. Okay.
So like people do that like up at the top of the steps there. They provide that free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you could, I would assume online maybe the regulations are there. They're not real sticklers though.
Yeah. Great.
I mean, technically, I'm not sure these self-supporting signs are.
Yeah, you can't put stakes in the ground. You can't. There's a few rules here and there.
But you can have a 10-foot blow-up rat.
Love it.
See, we got a Senate president that supported home grow and actually helped pass the original bill with home grow in it. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we buried that sign. We got to put that sign out there. What's your organization? What do you guys do?
We're an organization for Amazon workers, current and former Amazon workers, especially people who have been injured on the job. And Amazon then, basically tries to, lie to them, tell them that they don't have any rights, and then people get pushed into poverty. So, I'm sure a lot of people try to self-medicate, so I'm sure that this is connected,
Uh-huh. What's the name of your organization?
Warehouse Life.
Oh, Warehouse Life?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much. We just wanted to, what the deal was, but yeah, this is awesome. Thank
Well,
you.
it does us good to see that there are other people in the world who show up for what it is they need to show up for, like you're here today. Because sometimes we feel a little out there. It's not about instant gratification.
Yeah.
It's not about how many people showed up. It's about are you moving the needle a little bit each time? And because too many people, I've been waiting for that to happen, and I always say that's the problem. So good. Others that show up.
Yeah. You guys.
are here, so that's important that you should.
Yeah.
Well,
And you guys are based here in Trenton?
No, none of us.
No, we just meet here.
Oh, okay.
The fourth Thursday of the month, we meet here.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, because that's what I'm going to ask you. Are you guys based in Trenton? Anywhere in New Jersey, you guys are based in.
Our base is in Bayonne. Sativa Cross's nonprofit base is in Bayonne. I do a lot of activism in Bayonne.
This is the 10th year of podcasting.
Yeah.
The first 5 or 4 were over in front of there before they started that, but
It's better because Governor Christie used to walk past us over there. When he would pull in and he'd have to walk past us, and we'd have those cones set up when the bridge gate with the cones.
Yeah.
Well, we have cones set up, and Christie would have to walk the cones.
Yeah, he never set up cones, but there was a traffic whole thing.
What's that?
So he never said anything?
Yeah.
Well,
he
a couple of times he engaged us.
Well, he
how do you
gave
guys-
me he said give me your card, and he had the John O'Brien, the head of the program.
Oh yeah.
Called me up, and we talked for like an hour and a half on 2 different occasions. Tried to come to some agreement. And that wasn't just about hunger; that was about other things. Will say Governor Christie never. There was a side door that he could have gone in, and on the other side, but because he had a problem with traffic cones at Fort Lee going onto the George Washington Bridge, blocking off 2 of the 3 lanes onto the bridge. That made gridlock in Fort Lee, and it turns out that the mayor of Fort Lee wasn't supporting Christie's campaign. So somebody did that, right? But it wasn't him.
Okay.
And no, it wasn't. Somebody thought, and others, caught flack for. But what happened is we got 40 cones, and where the sidewalk goes in here, we'd keep the curb line going all the way across and then in, and from the other direction, indicating one path. The only move the police did anything, a guy came out walking through the cones to tell me, he didn't want access restricted. And I said, well, then you should have walked around the cones. You walked right through them. But it was ceremonial, and Governor Christie walked where he belonged through there, a dozen times at least, maybe more. And then on his last day here, I was over here, and he snuck in to do his State of the State there, and he's like, he goes, I love you, baby. See you later, pal. He's like Jackie Gleason's Ralph Cramden.
That's right.
But anyway, it was back then, more legislators walked by. We did get to interact with them.
So you don't see that as much?
No, not as much here. They park in the parking garage and come in.
Right.
I don't know why, but a lot more would come from over here somewhere, like Senate President Sweeney a lot. And Reed Goose.
You say more comes from that way?
Yeah, I think most are just going straight into the parking garage.
Yeah.
Which, well,
That means we need to be by the
that
parking
might.
garage.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking.
Maybe
There's
maybe we need to be over
Yeah,
there.
we should move over there.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Because you're right, because even when I came through the parking, I was trying to park there, and the guard was telling me that, there's a lot of legislators that's here right now, so I had to park in a certain place. So, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Never know.
Well, thank you for being out here, though, and pushing for, they really are connected, I think, the two issues, right? Like people who are self-medicating to get through the job at Amazon, and then what, are going to be criminalized for that, so, yeah.
So you guys basically focus on Home Grow Week?
Home grow and disability rights around New Jersey. Because we had to set up ramps here because there's no access. There's no wheelchair
Thanks for
access to the
stopping
lawn.
Well, it's good to see other people out doing stuff, Everybody waiting for something to happen. What's up, Medman? He ain't waiting.
Medman, with a bag of cookies.
They're delicious.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't eaten mine yet, Medman. I couldn't eat it. I went to bed as soon as I got home.
Wait, is the bacon also infused? Of course.
Oh, sheesh.
Holy sh!
What the hell?
Yeah, I forgot who I was talking to for a
What the
second there.
hell?
I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
I've already gained enough weight. I'm finally where they want me to be.
My friends know 2 things.
That wind's picking up. The wind don't want him to roll. The hawk is out.
I said everybody knows first. When I pull a bag of food out or I pull a blunt out, they know to ask what's in the blunt and how much is in the food.
How much hash is in the blunt?
Yeah. Okay. How much of content of whatever you might want to mention?
Oh my goodness.
They do look.
They're
good.
roughly 175 to 250
Okay.
milligrams. I don't have a lab, so I
Yeah.
could give you some
No,
BS
no,
numbers and.
Yeah, how do you come up with that number? Because I need to know that. I don't know those numbers. Like, how do you have to weigh the amount of...
Normally there's no way it's all guesstimating. You don't have a lab. You don't know how much your infusion you're getting.
Right.
So what I do with these, especially because of the size of the cookies, like a little cookie I could jam so much into, but I could put you one nibble and you're out for a day. There's just so much volume. So what I do is I use a FICO and distillate in these, and I weigh it out. And I just use a rough estimate. I guesstimate. I make my own FICO. I guesstimate about 600 milligrams per gram, 600 to 700 milligrams. And then distillate's easy. It's
So do you do each
1 to
cookie individually, or you make a whole batch?
No, I do a whole batch. So what I do is I infuse the butter for the whole batch.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Then I do the whole batch altogether. If you were to do each cookie, you would never get them even.
Okay.
But you could just take a spoonful of butter and wash it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm lazy.
I would like that.
So what I tell people, like one of the secrets that I get edibles so strong is that's because a lot of people go, well, I make cookies, I hardly feel anything, and you don't realize like you're not putting that much into the volume. And everybody wants to use these online calculators, which, in my opinion, are way over exaggerated. The only way I judge is I get legitimate white market edibles, and I'll compare strength.
Yeah, well,
know?
it's like kind of like a weather report. It's like
Even that. Though.
It's a temperature 70, but it feels like 77. So it's like, yeah, it's 100 milligrams, but it feels like 125.
That's the rough
you know?
estimate. You know, they don't. We don't have access to cheap labs to where, listen, if I'm making 30 or 40 cookies, if I got to pay to have them tested at a lab, the price is going to go way up.
Right.
I mean, if I think I'm having, say, 100 milligrams, and I only have 80, I'm cool. And if I got 120, I'm still cool. You know?
80 to 120, you're not going to notice really the difference.
That's what I'm saying.
100 milligrams is a good dose. Most people don't realize, because most people that either make edibles or sell black market edibles, they're so over exaggerated with the numbers.
Yeah.
The example I give is my buddy that made the drinks. Like when I used to bring these drinks down, they're lab tested. And people are like, well, I do 500 milligrams all the time, and they drink a bottle of that stuff and
they were
questioning whether or not they should go to the hospital.
They were strong.
I'm like, the difference is what you think you eat that's 1,000 milligrams. I can show you lab paperwork for the drink.
Yeah.
Like there's.
Well, again, it's sort of like if I think I want to have 100 milligrams, I might try 50 first, and then a half an hour later put another 50 in. I piggyback and add to it, and I spice it up a little bit. But that's when I want to take a couple of tokes, because those couple of tokes really elevate a lot better with that base of edible.
So what I tell people, if you're a heavy user, the best way to judge strength of edibles, because if you're a heavy smoker, you don't notice the high quite as much, although it's different. What I tell them is eat whatever edibles you're going to eat in the morning and that first smoke of the day. If you finish half your joint or half your blunt or halfway through your bowl, you look at it and you start questioning yourself, like, I've been smoking this shit for 5 days and it's never gotten me high like this. That's from the edibles.
Am I the only one, though, when an edible, if I haven't had anything to smoke and I start feeling it,
I've got a high tolerance.
I just have a moment of clarity. It's not even high. I feel an edible in 10 minutes. Butter?
So it's
5 minutes, I'll feel it.
It's also what they're made with.
It's not high, though. It's just...
They're just made with distillate.
Those drinks worked for me because they were fast acting as well.
Yeah.
So one of the best examples.
I like that they're fast.
Yeah.
Well, then, if they're fast, you feel it, and you get to titrate your dosage that way a little better.
Yeah.
I'm not one for going, oops, too much, but I don't know, really. There are times when I'll have an edible to do something in the morning, and it'll be well into the afternoon before I even think of having a smoke. I'm thinking that's got to be healthier.
That's what I need to invest in, full spectrum.
Yeah, it's like.
Because there's this place, $10 edibles all day long, and I'll eat a whole bag.
Ultimately, it's what works for us, right? Hello, gentlemen.
Dog.
Yeah, right. The bacon is killing me.
I've only seen pictures of this before.
I mean, they work on.
Yeah, right. Like, oh my gosh. OMG, I came to the right place. I'm gonna have my
Look at
my
that.
a BLT for dinner, and you know what bacon's gonna be first.
Bacon, and that looks like good bacon.
BLT
That's the cut bacon there.
with a nice Jersey tomato.
Jersey. This is Jersey.
Yeah.
Of course.
Where do you get them from? You buy them online?
Those come from California.
What?
Just hide those gummies I get. It's actually a sugar factory, I think, is the company.
Oh, they are.
Order, man. Sticks and ships.
They are so good. I had one. I was at a bingo, a card bingo thing, and it was cool because it's kind of like you're playing cards, but it's like bingo, so you can make money. And one of the girls who was there, she was like, "Oh, these are from California," and I was like, "Nah, that's not gonna be that big of a difference." That was it.
So
I was like, I just need water. Just give me water. Like,
you have a lot more professional companies out there, even the black market companies. Now they limit the dosage, like most states. California used to not have limit on dosage. You go into the dispensary and buy 1,000 milligram edible. And there was a company that they were called Blackout Brownies. They were 1,200 milligrams.
I've heard of
it
them.
It was 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch square, and you didn't doubt the dosage because as soon as you put it in your mouth, you wanted to spit it out. That's how harsh it tasted. But it was legitimate 1,200 milligrams. This company, from what I understand, is an offshoot of them that just does market, but their 1,000 milligram edibles are 1,000 milligrams.
Well, that's above my pay grade for sure, but I'm guessing I could eat a tenth of one.
So what those are good for, though, is if you have one of those friends and you're having a barbecue and they like running their mouth that I eat 2,000 milligrams all the time because they eat black market. Jim, it happened to a buddy of mine. I had 2 of those Blackout Brownies in my freezer for like 4.5 years. So my buddy was having a birthday party, and I'm like, oh, I had remembered I had those brownies. I said, that's it. I'll bring them over, chop them up. Everybody get a small piece. Everybody will be lit. Don't matter if they're a little freezer burned because it's literally a small bite. He got run in his mouth. I eat 2,000 milligrams all the time. He looks at his roommate. He goes, tell him. And after 45 minutes of him calling me names, I say, you know what? You can have a whole brownie. I don't care. I'm eating a quarter of this other brownie, and everybody else can split up the rest. And he goes in the kitchen, and I'm chuckling, and his one cousin like, yeah, man, I'm fucked up. I don't know how you ate that much. And he goes, what are you laughing about? I'm like, just wait. So I'm expecting him to either come out the kitchen with like no clothes on or a giant plate of food. And he came out the kitchen crawling, and when he got to the living room, he was literally grabbing the carpet as he was crawling to like pull himself.
Wow.
That's when you tell him to go outside, hold on to the grass, and don't fall off the earth.
Wow. You don't tell anybody to do anything that involves stairs or anything like that. They can't even stand.
Yep,
Yeah.
just stay flat.
Yep.
Just leave them there.
Give us all a good laugh.
And I would be the kind of person that would eat a whole fucking cookie.
I think I'm gonna go move my car because there's all these spaces here.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna move mine up too.
You know.
I'm glad the troopers keep making it right.
Right, it does. That's why I'm like, right? And they were all looking. I wanted to get a picture. Jim, you're just insisted on taking the table with you today, huh? The ramp is not too bad. It's harder to walk with the acorns than it is to do the ramp.
It's white cherry gelato. That's actually from Backpack Boys. That's just old.
Oh.
Discount.
It's easier. Amongst yourselves.
Roll this blunt up and
Quiet.
chop some bacon.
I'm not dancing this time. Okay? Watch this with the stars. Watch it.
Dance with the rat. See if he'll dance with you.
Like, he's not gonna catch me.
You'll bounce off him.
But then I probably get hurt
when I first got here, she went to get up and stumbled backwards, and she almost fell, and I somehow caught her.
I'm surprised you didn't just set up a cot and stay over at Hub 13 last night.
Right?
Rusty.
I could have.
So how's
It was
she
like
at-
8:30, 9 a.m. Had to be. You were still here when I left. I think it was like 8:30 when I left.
Yeah, I was tired too. Turnpike time. Putting in my turnpike time.
That's the only thing. It's got to be a decent ride, nice, easy ride for you home from here. I mean, it's long, but turnpike.
It's just one route. Yeah, one long road. And people do like 90 on the turnpike now, 95. And I'm like 80. I'm doing slow at 80. I'm like, okay. I'm guessing I'm getting old. I'm doing 80. What do you want?
I got to watch because anything after dark when you're jumping on 195 from Trenton here, they like to pull you over. they just automatically assume you're coming out for some bad reason.
Yeah.
I wonder. I got that. I'm looking for weight to put in these signs, and I had this half a bag of black mulch, and it has a little weight. And I thought, well, if I needed to, I'd use that. But I had enough. Now we're standing on black mulch here that we got dug down in there. So if there was any interaction with state police, it'd be kind of funny to say, well, look, we do dig down a little bit, brought our own mulch to.
Oh boy.
We'll put some mulch down when we leave. So maybe I'll spread a little bit of this black mulch because we don't have any at the house. It's black. I don't even know why it's there. And then somebody can say, did they just put black mulch around there after they left? Yeah, you got to get a picture of that when I'll do that. And doesn't everybody travel with half a bag of black mulch? Well, I like the rat. I think it's been a...
So one thing I wanted to ask, how's the expo in Edison? What's that like?
I thought it was amazing. I had a good time. I mean, it was very commercial. There was a lot of
I bet it was very
dick swinging, people throwing their penis on the table and saying, "Look how big this is. I have I have this, and it's organic. And if you have this company in your dispensary, I can't support you because you." I'm like, you bougie mother. Whatever. But yeah, a lot of dick swinging.
Listen, I joke with you yesterday about that. Listen, all that $70, $80 fucking eighth weed they're buying in dispensaries here, West Coast, wherever else, 90% of it's grown with salts. It's just done, as long as it's done properly. Like, why wouldn't you? I get the push behind organic, but the goal is to produce the best medicine. And if it's quality and it's flushed properly and fed properly, it doesn't matter what you use.
Right.
Like
Right.
you can argue, I've tasted some organic stuff that was phenomenal. I've tasted stuff that was grown with salt that's phenomenal. One of my favorite strains, the main company that grows it, they do it organically. It's phenomenal. I get that same strain from 2 other companies now because it's got the cut's gotten out. They both grow with salts. It's just as phenomenal.
Right.
But price is a lot cheaper. It's not, you're paying lower end of top shelf price as opposed to exotic price, which is for the same quality, which is a big difference.
Yeah.
It's always been like that. Everybody's wanted to be able to say they've got something special, they've got something different.
It's ridiculous.
What I tell
that's
people,
true. Everybody does. They want to one up each other.
the whole reason we grow cannabis indoors or in tents, aside from the safety legality issue, is to try and create the perfect grow environment. Be that nutrients, lights, climate control.
You've seen pictures of the setups and nutrients that I have, and I was kind of successful. I didn't get the yield that I was expecting, but I had a lot of issues with the lighting.
Yeah, you're almost never going to get the yield you expect.
I had a major issue with those damn fungus gnats.
Yeah,
Fuck them things.
you've got to be on top of it, especially in a small grow. So as soon as you see a problem like that, you've got to take care of it right away. You'll lose. If you're lucky and you have problems like that in veg, what'll happen is you'll end up extending your whole grow by a month because
That's
you're
what I
fighting
did.
with them in veg to get them right, and your plants aren't healthy, so you're not going to get the same yield, and you're getting a bunch of time. When you see a problem, you've got to go at it hard.
Right. And we did. We had to wait on shipments, and we had to wait on money to order the things. But a lot of the problem was finding the soil. Every bag of soil we got from everywhere was contaminated with fucking fungus gnats.
Yeah, part of it too is you gotta remember when you're growing cannabis, it's what they call a dry-footed plant. It likes its root system to dry out. So you don't want soil that's, I mean, it's good to hold water for a little bit because it lets you stretch out your waterings. But, and again, this is all old school, just taught by elders' knowledge, but what I was told is essentially the roots breathe in oxygen and the leaves expel carbon dioxide. So if those roots don't ever get a chance to fully dry out, unless you're really oxygenating the moist, climate or however you want to put it that they're in, they don't get enough oxygen. Like in a hydroponic system, your roots are underwater, but any hydroponic system, you're oxygenating your water, so your water runs at a higher oxygen level than normal. One of the few places, and I just rewatched a documentary 2 weeks ago, they were in Thailand. I think it was part of the Strain Hunters documentary. And in this part of Thailand, they have a lot of swampy area, and they've actually been growing natural, organic hydroponics for thousands of years. What they'll do is they'll go into the swamp and they'll cut chunks of peat mat out of the swamp and stack it up. So essentially the mats are now 2 or 3 feet above the water. They'll plant the plants in the top, which their roots grow down and get all the nutrient and everything from the water.
Right.
Now, you would never want to do that if you didn't have to, because they also have very high mold rates and pest rates because you're in a constant wet, hot environment.
Yeah. Yeah, I think people would find home grow very therapeutic.
You got powdery mildew, you got to treat it right away.
We did.
Yeah,
We got rid of that
either speak into the microphones or don't speak.
If you're dealing with powdery mildew and you can't catch it right away, if you're only growing a couple plants, in all honesty, your best bet, unless you're right near the end, is just torch it and sterilize everything.
Right.
I've had to deal with it in the past. The only crop I had an issue with, I had it pop up literally right, I'd say within 3 or 4 days of flipping lights, I found it. So I was only able to treat it with something strong once, because after that it's producing flower, and you don't want to contaminate your flower. I found a product called Dr. Zyme's Eliminator. It's an enzyme product. I found out about this years ago. I'm sure there's other products on the market now, but at the time, this was the only enzyme product they could use in California. Because California, they test the final product, and if they test any enzymes in your product, it fails, and it has to be destroyed. And I found out about this, and it's fairly safe. I found out it through Soil King, one of his podcasts. He was at an event, and the people from Dr. Zymes had a booth next to him, and he overheard him talking about they worked with the inmate release program because it's an antifungal. And what he do is they donate this, so when the people coming out during this program, like, they use this to soak their feet in. They said anybody that does long-term time comes out with foot fungus. It's just natural because of the environment. And he goes, I overhear him saying this, and he goes, I'm 28 at the time, and I've been dealing with athlete foot since I'm 14. He goes, on and off, on and off. He goes, so I talked to the lady, and the lady goes, no, 1-2 treatments, and you'll be totally fine. And he said, I've tried stuff, and it would go away for months and always come back. Tried it, he used it twice. He said he never had athlete's foot after that. And when he looked into it, it's very organic. I use it, I recommend it. One of the reasons I recommend it is because if you have an issue with the product and you call the company, you get the owner of the company on the phone. Like, they're a small company. You're speaking with the creator of the product, so they can truly answer all your questions. But that's one of the few products I'll use. Wise, I've used stuff called Annihilation, which is also a natural. They use oils and extracts. But you've got to be cautious. But any of that stuff, the key is being in there with your crop every day. And as soon as you see something, you got to jump on it. Usually when you see it, it's already a medium-sized issue, not a small issue.
Right. Yeah, when I noticed the mold, we got rid of that immediately.
So one of the issues with the powdery mildew.
We managed to get same-day delivery on the product we used to kill it. We got lucky. We got really lucky. That was my Northern Thunder frog.
Yeah, you've got to watch because usually if you see it somewhere, it's in multiple places.
Yeah.
And if you're inside, it's brought in from the outside. I know somebody in South Jersey that for a few years they dealt with it when they moved into a new house. They kept having to deal with it. And he said, you know what? One day I got wise and said, it's coming from somewhere. Like where? Like it's not in my house. And he said he literally goes to walk out and 2 houses down they had a oak tree or something that was covered in powdery mildew. And he goes, then he was pressed with the awkward going up and trying to offer even just treating it. Like, how do you explain to the people you know what it is?
Yeah.
Your powdery mildew is fucking with my marijuana plants in my house. Like, you can't just go up and say that. So he said, luckily he had to have trees removed. And his buddy did the tree removal that smoked. And his buddy walked over and approached the neighbor and explained to him what it was and that they had a thing. And my buddy paid to have it treated because every year he was battling powdery mildew. And that's what it was coming from. It was just so much on that tree, it was in the air.
Yeah, we used an entire closet. Got rid of the silver aluminum lining that we had.
No talking off microphone. There's a podcast going on. You can't have side conversations with a microphone.
Yeah, because I'm going to respond to you, and they're going to think I'm all crazy just talking random stuff.
No, we already did.
So I will say this. When I've had to sterilize, what I do is I use industrial-grade hydrogen peroxide. I will wipe everything down, and then I go in with 99, and do this with mask, respirator, eye protection. And then after that, I go in there with 99.9% isopropyl, and I actually spray everything down. You don't want to wipe the alcohol. The problem with wiping the alcohol, same reason when you go to the doctor's office, you see them, they spray everything down and they don't wipe.
Right.
Because the problem is if you wipe, you can literally just pile all those germs off to one side and leave them sit there to breathe.
Right.
So that final sterilization, you spray everything down with alcohol and let it go.
Right.
If you're using like reflective film, if you look it up, you throw that stuff out, you're better off just getting white plastic. Believe it or not, white plastic reflects, it's somewhere like upper 80s, low 90% of the light. So you're not losing much by going white. One of the problems with like the highly reflective materials that look like aluminum foil is if you ever get a crease in there,
Mylar, that's what we're using.
What'll happen is it creates a spot where that light now hits and reflects.
Mm-hmm.
So they say it can cause issues. But I've always just used, they used to call it panda plastic. It's black on white on one side, white on the other. You put it up, you cannot see through it.
Hmm.
Okay.
That's what I've used when I've grown in built cabinets, or now I just grow in tents. I find it a lot easier to control everything. If I got to sterilize a whole tent, I just...
This sounds way too hard for patients to do themselves.
See, that is why I like the idea of having like a grow farm
They had these kind of
that could help us.
They had these
So-
new like hydroponic grow tanks.
What you have to look into is you need a stipulation in there that allows for caregivers.
Yeah.
Initially, what they were talking about, the problem with that is the way they were initially talking about it was it didn't increase your plant limit. I could grow plants for you, but I could still only grow whatever the limit is.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I would expect. They would.
Which, if is great if I'm not a patient.
But if you
I'm a
are-
patient, I'm now giving up half of what I can grow. To
Which is why I think we need like a big building.
I'm missing something here, but that's to be expected this time of day for me. If a patient could have somebody grow for them. So how are they giving up? Who's giving up?
Well, because they don't allow me to take your plant count.
He could grow my plants for me, but only my plants.
Yes,
He would not be able to grow his own.
Yeah, I'm still only whatever they settle on. If it's 4 or 6 plants, if I choose to be her caregiver and grow for her, I can still only grow 6 plants.
Yeah,
if that's the
well,
number.
you know, then that therein lies one problem.
Which is an issue where you should be allowed up to so many. In other states, what they allow you to do is if I become your caregiver, you sign off, your limit now becomes part of my limit.
Right.
I've got a buddy who...
And I'm signing that I'm not going to grow on my own because I gave it to him.
Well, he has a legal cannabis business now, and he had a legal business then. He did all his work on the other side, but he had that caregiver license because it allowed him to have a commercial size grow without having to say, okay, here's what I sell in stores.
Well, you know, we've been waiting 3.5 years to get hearings, and when they finally get here, it would be a damn shame if we didn't have some constructive things to offer at the hearing, like how to help patients grow their own, just what you're talking about now, but have some, well, I have an idea, you know, and map something out.
I'll tell you,
if and when that happens.
We won't tell them that, but they were so lax in Maine. My buddy legally had a 70 plant flower room, and he was just on caregiver licensing, and for 8 years he only had one inspection when he first opened up the facility, and switched over to go into the legal market where he can now sell his product in dispensaries. His first year he had 6 inspections. So for 7 years he was flowering 80 plus plants at all times. And just because it was caregivers, because he was supposedly growing for other patients, they never once questioned anything. And as soon as he went legal to go to dispensaries, he said they put such a microscope on you. He goes, I understand why people don't want to do it up there. But what they allow is they allow you to stack it, which is the way it should be. Listen, even if you like growing and you need higher quality medicine, like you need stronger, it's got to be done right, that would still allow you to grow 1 or 2 plants that you wanted to. But if you knew somebody that was a quality grower, or even somebody who had a job growing, did it as a hobby, where you know they could take your other 4 plants and they could push quality and weight off them.
Well, it is going to sound daunting for a lot of patients. They're going to need some sort of entry program, you know, to where you want to get one successful crop of something in and then start adjusting. I mean, you know, I could see a patient listening to some of this thinking, oh, hell, I'm never going to be able to do it. It's just that if people qualified can help you do it, whether it be at your house or they are registered to be a grower for a specific patient, that's all stuff that will have to be
addressed,
dealt with by the time we get hearings. So, you know, you want to have it like, oh, hearing scheduled. Shit, I'm not ready. It's only been 3.5 years.
Yeah, right.
You know, you'd be caught with your whatever and your whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yada yada.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Fill in the blanks on that.
No, it's always about money. Tell them I'll pay them $500 a year if they let me grow my own weed.
Yeah.
I'd pay them $500 a year if I had to pay $500 for a permit.
Yeah. Yeah, that I would.
I mean, that's a lot,
but that's still going to save me so much in the long run.
100%.
You know.
And listen, even as to like the money with them fighting legalization, I think it was Eatontown last year. It came out that their first year of recreational, they made more money on taxes than their municipal system made in fines total.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
So they didn't lose anything.
Yeah.
Hey.
There you go.
So they had that issue in Colorado because when they went recreational and they went full legalization, they had it mapped out. This much of the tax is going to go to this, and this. And everybody was for it because it was going to things like schools and parks.
Well, when
then
you know where it's going, it's always going to be an easier
all of a
ride.
sudden,
Yeah.
they looked at the revenue they pulled in on taxes and said, this is way beyond what we're even legally allowed to collect. So then they were trying to figure out if they have to give the money back or they could use it other places. And listen, I give the cannabis community and the cannabis industry credit, because their response was, no, keep all of that money. Just use it for exactly what it was earmarked for. You just now have tons more money in your school fund, in your parks fund. We don't want it back. We understand you're thinking about giving it back. Keep it. Just use it for the people.
I like that. I definitely like that. Yeah, I do remember. I do remember something about that. It's like,
Uh-oh, is that the list?
not yet.
Well, I want to thank CMMNJ.org and CannaSense and UFCW, Jackson Storm, Smoking Monkey, Arlo Glass, OprahMachine.com, Mad Hatter Dispo, which has their big event next Saturday.
This Saturday?
This Saturday coming up.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know when the dividing lies between this and next.
This next. How about this next Saturday coming up?
The
Leave it
next
open for
Saturday that we trip upon.
Yes. We're tripping? Gonna trip that day?
Ooh, man, I know I was at the Weezer concert the other night. I've had a phenomenal summer traveling with the kid. I mean, we've been all over. We've
Yeah.
seen Blink 182 twice, Vegas, and then here in Philly. We saw Pink, which was a phenomenal show. We saw
Taylor Swift?
No, I did not go and see Taylor Swift.
What?
Like, I'm not a huge Swiftie.
No
so-
Tay-Tay?
No, I'm not a huge Swiftie, but I'm going to Billie Eilish on October 5th. So,
Are you a medium Swiftie?
Not
No?
really.
No?
Not really.
Not even a little bit
I'm more
Swiftie?
of a Jason Kelsey fan than anything that has to do
So-
with anything Swiftie.
So I'm not a fan of really any of them, but I saw the funniest meme, and it was a picture of Taylor Swift, and it said, if one girl could trigger this many masculine men to lose their shit over showing up to a football game, I support her. And I said, you know, I like that.
Yeah,
I like
I
that.
kind of like that. I do kind of like that. I mean, Pink made that comment at her concert. She's like, because it was at the same field that the Eagles play at, and she's like, oh wow, it takes a whole team of them to get you here, and look, just one little me.
One little
Because
me.
it was beyond
Little
sold
me.
out. So, Pink, then we just recently did the Flaming Lit.
Nice.
Well, it was the Linda Lindas, Smashing Pumpkins, and Green Day. And then my birthday was.
It's your birthday. It's
Yeah,
your birthday.
right? That's again a Virgo birthday. Thank you.
Thank you.
So that was the Flaming Lips and Weezer.
Good job.
And then we have I'm doing Billie Eilish, Eminem, and Oasis
Bacon,
still,
bacon, bacon.
and then we'll be done.
I'm eating a cannabis-infused bacon strip. It's really good. Wow.
Bacon, bacon, bacon.
Nice.
Because now I have
Yeah, the guy cut the bacon a little thin on me this time.
it's awesome because now I
Thank
have
you.
teeth, so I can actually bite into it.
He cuts the bacon for you?
Oh yeah, I go to the butcher. I get the fresh bacon.
Oh yeah.
You know what? It's not.
Definitely straight
The,
off
the packaged bacon has so much like moisture and everything in it. It's. Yeah, I know when I marinate this stuff, there's like no marinade left in the bag. When I marinate the other stuff, like there's liquid in the bottom of the bag.
Okay.
So they inject it with water and everything else, make it taste good. Everything in this store can have prepackaged stuff.
Ew, brother, ew.
I go to the butcher, and the one old guy that usually cuts it loves me because they hate cutting bacon. Because everybody wants it sliced thin, and the fat melts and makes a big mess on the slicer. When I come in there, he gets all excited because they cut it thick so it doesn't make big mess.
Right. Wow.
Very good.
Very good.
Damn.
it is.
Well, the list is about to begin. Take all those happy thoughts and put them aside. It's about to get real. About to get real.
No, keep those happy thoughts because someday this list is going to stop getting longer. That's why we're here.
Well, it begins with Cheryl. And why does it begin with Cheryl, Jim?
Well, this list of people who have passed on before the final act was written and performed concerning whatever cannabis interest they had. And with Cheryl, it was, of course, for medicine for multiple sclerosis.
Yep.
And I'm standing here in a, place we'd been to before, and without knowing anybody else in the state that would say anything about it. But it's again and again, there's somebody else that's not going to be around to see that be in the light at the end of the tunnel, not just see it, not just know it's there. And I think all too often people like Senate President Scutari forget that people's lives depend on decisions he makes, and that he, by virtue of his job, has affected people beneficially and not beneficially. But he knows better on this one. So there's going to be no dispensation.
No quarter. I like when you say no quarter.
And
because patients have suffered and died at this point. Why are people scared of Scutari? People are scared of him. People are walking on eggshells around him. Activists are scared to offend him and bother him or why? What's he gonna do?
Well, there's apparently, though, when it doesn't add up, it's because we don't have the information. A lot of closed door stuff, rivalries, friendships. It's like a fucking survival. Sorry, I don't swear. It's like a freaking survivor.
Yeah.
Point me in the direction, tell me what to say. I'm the guy that literally got thrown out of probation office.
You still have a lot of the old boys club where
asked me to stop coming into probation because, as my probation officer put it, he was getting too many complaints that I stunk the building out.
I love it. Yes. Stink it up.
And what is wrong with that? I don't see any issue with that.
Listen, I would get a ride to probation. I would smoke right outside. I would literally put the blunt roach in the little ash can as I was walking through the door, and I brought 2 ounces with me so I could put it through the X-ray machine for the sheriff's officers at the door.
Just so they could see it.
Yeah.
Like in a casino where people are having a good time and there's elevator use going on. Yeah, I go that other way where I'll smoke and I'll blow it down inside my shirt, and I'll stink it as nice as I can. And if I get in the elevator and it's moderately there, I walk in and I go, "Hey, I smell pot." And then everybody looks at me and I go, "Oh, never mind."
I've been thrown out of the Tropicana on more than one occasion for lighting a blunt up at the check-in counter because they gave my reservation away.
You expected less, perhaps?
Yeah. What did you expect, people?
The first time I just simply said to the guy, I'm not supposed to deal with this. I got a heart condition. I've got stress and anxiety meds I should be taking that I didn't take. And he said, "By all means, sir, do you need a drink?" I said, "Yes." And he had the security guard bring me a bottle of water. And my buddy goes, "Oh, shit." And I pulled out a torch and a backwood and fired it right up. And you just heard people behind us go, "Oh my God, he literally just lit up a blunt." And the one lady, you hear one guy go behind us go, "I'm about to light one up." My buddy's freaking out. He was from out of state, but I'm like, dude, it's legal. All I'm doing is smoking somewhere I'm not allowed to.
Right.
And it's a casino. They don't want to report an arrest, so you'll get a warning before they arrest you.
That's great. You got to exercise your rights, or they take him away.
Got to fight for your right to party.
Oh, in Vegas, I just went into the bathroom and turned the big soaking tub on, and I was good to go. I never had anybody complain, never had any,
So I know a couple of people that have had issues in higher-end hotels in Vegas. I don't know anybody that's ever had an issue in Atlantic City. And technically, most people don't realize this, but when you walk into the casino, there's a sign that says you are not allowed to have cannabis on the casino property.
Yep.
I have seen the signs, but I've never, like, I smoke right outside the Borgata's door.
So they don't bust chops. Federally regulated.
Oh, right.
So they can
Yeah.
feed you alcohol and let you make bad decisions.
Yep, all
Yeah.
day.
God forbid
Yeah.
if you use cannabis because it's federally illegal to make
know.
bad decisions, you can then sue the casino.
Okay, we
that's
got to
true.
do the list now.
Okay.
The point is that these people were real. They're no longer with us. They took part. They showed up. But they aren't able to show up at the end. So it's not a celebration at times. It's the remembering, just to say their names out loud. And Lefty will say something about who he feels often, about Cheryl, because it's kind of where it did begin. I mean, she was the only force for medical cannabis for 6 years in New Jersey. And but then there's just a lot of others, and it's not that everybody needs an explanation or a last name. It's just that their name is remembered and spoken out loud. So go ahead, speak.
Sabina, Diane, Gracie, Cindy Mae, Marie, Jack, Joan Ford, Randy, Polly, Bill, Chad, Jeremy, Colette, Matt, Troy, Russ, Roger Barber, Jay, Ella, Hattie, Jackie, Anthony, Jake, Armando, Felicia, Lynn, Dan, Sean, Joyce, Lori, Frank, Brian, Flo, Carl, Thorne, Frank and Lorraine, Terry, Charlotte, Cher, Jay Bird, Michael, Marley, Colette, Brendan, Red, Rico, Lulu, Becky, Lawanda, Chip, Paul, Lisa, Marcus, Gary, your buddy, and Molly just got added. That's Captain Straw's wife.
Too many.
So did Bill come over here?
What's that?
Did Bill come over?
No.
Bill Caruso?
No.
Okay. He was right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was right there.
Yeah, I saw.
Thought he would come over.
Could be the rat.
I'm telling you, it's the rat.
Nobody wants to be associated with the rat.
You don't want pictures with the rat if you want Scutari to be your ally and buddy.
I want him to be my little huckleberry.
You guys chose the ultimate hated symbol in our culture. The ultimate hated. I walk up here, I want to stab that thing.
How long ago?
That's supposed to have stitches in it.
How long ago James Cagney to give his first, "You dirty rat."
You dirty rat.
Well, I don't know that he's a dirty rat. He could be clean as could be. But he turned his back on the people he professed to support, did a circled around behind him and stabbed them in the freaking back before they knew he was there.
He did a 180 on us.
Without explanation.
Without even, yeah.
Now, it's because of things going on in the power structure and the whole Survivor thing and alliances, and really nothing to do with this, but I swear, if we don't try to saddle him with some sort of baggage, we're just marking time, and I got better things to do. So, to answer the people like, it's probably never going to change, and maybe it's not, hey, you know what? There's a lot of people out there that like what we're doing because it benefits them, and they can't show up, and if we give them freaking hope that somebody's here, and That's actually good enough for me. You don't offer somebody hope you don't know. And they don't have to come here begging for help. It's a long list.
Hashtag they shall grow. Hashtag Jeff's Law. Come out to Mad Hatter on Saturday for the fiesta. The tea party. It's a tea party. Mad Hatter's Tea Party. Get it? Get it? They got a theme going there. It's pretty cool. They have a really cool mural on their wall.
Well, you know, we could make some tea so patients could consume at the event.
Oh. They can consume at the event. There's,
they are?
Yeah.
Oh. What do they have? Property next door?
They have 3 properties. They own 3 properties there. So one, there's going to be food trucks, but the food trucks have to be off the property. Vendors, food vendors off the property. All the weed off the property.
Yeah.
But everything else, jewelry, glass, whatever else, on the property.
I had this argument at another grand opening they held, and I said, "What do you mean patients aren't allowed to consume? Everybody smoking cigarettes?" They said, "Well, state rule." Well, no, state rules are patients can consume where tobacco's allowed.
Is there a UFCW 360 event coming up next month? Isn't it?
Next week, there's a fight night coming up.
Yeah, but there was something I thought in October Jake talked about.
UFC.
Yeah.
UFCW.
Yeah.
I thought you meant UFC, like a fight.
Oh no,
That's in October.
Did I not say the W?
Oh, here.
Hey, did I say W or not?
I didn't tell you this.
No,
I didn't tell you. This is board business. We'll have a quick board meeting, executive session.
Okay. I vote yes.
We got Pat Duff an award. We were supposed to do this award a while ago.
Oh, nice.
I have the award. I had to get the engraved plaque, which I'm having done within a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I get that finished, we're going to present that award at that event.
Nice.
And I'm going to ask those guys. I need a 5-minute.
Yeah.
So,
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect event for that.
So that's the event on Saturday?
That's the event in October at the UFC headquarters in Berlin.
Oh.
Yeah, that's going to be a
I
great party.
definitely.
Did I say UFCW?
I will definitely be at that
Fight
one.
night.
Like,
Yeah.
That's like right down.
I'm like, there's a fight night coming up. I don't know.
They got the ashtrays out. That's why I like them. You know?
Ashtrays and crab legs. That's what we want.
I swear, But that's just like a blast from the past to walk into We walked in with MedMan the first time, and we didn't know. It said cannabis consumer friendly, and we don't know what that means. And that's the first thing we saw was nobody was sitting yet. Ashtrays on every table.
I literally parked across the street, and as I'm walking out the driveway, Jim's pulling in, and I'm like, Jim, look, building. This building ain't gonna let us smoke in here. Why they got a man here? This is bullshit.
Yeah.
This is bullshit, man.
Yeah. And then we smoked extra outside because I was like, well, if I gotta go in here and sit here for an hour or two and talk about weed but can't smoke it, like I gotta be fucking high for this.
Yeah, but and
then
then
walked in and said,
the move where
ashtrays.
they got a panel of like 5 people, and we're going to learn a little bit of as part of the day. So we're at the circular table, semicircles facing, and MedMan's here, and Kathy's here, and he has one, and I turn around and I laugh on him. I can't do that because me, I cough, and then I'm listening to a panel thing and. And it was like nothing to hide,
That's
where we were.
It's called celebrating freedom.
Yeah, I saw it well.
It's a sound of freedom.
But it was, and I wanted to not miss an event there. We won't bring the rat.
Oh, we're not bringing the rat?
Make sure I have the date.
Well, I don't know. They're a union.
No, we can't.
They like the rat. No. No, I like the rat being right here.
This is the perfect place for the rat.
It's a union hall. They probably got a rat in the closet ready to blow up.
Yeah, I was going to say.
If they don't,
they got a 20-footer.
You can rent them one.
Yeah, that 20-footer.
They got a 20-foot rat.
I saw that on like Route 70 and Brick one time.
Oh, come on.
Oh my God.
This thing's big enough. 20-footer.
Yeah, listen, when he starts let going of that sign and I gotta make sure he's grabbing, I'm fully extended,
Yeah,
reaching his little claw paws or whatever. Yeah.
Oh man.
Anyway, good day to end.
Yeah.
Seriously remembering, but I think the visuals of this were outstanding. It was a good job. And I'll make sure I have everything all ready to go fourth Thursday in October.
Where are you?
Yeah, we'll see you at the fourth Thursday, the 23rd, I believe it is, or 24th.
Yeah.
Not sure. 26th.
So the Senate is going to have a quorum on Thursday now.
I wonder who's here. I wonder what group is here
Look,
Thursday.
I'm 25 minutes away. I don't know why I can't just pick one of those signs and just go sit up on the steps there.
Oh yeah, you can do that. You can walk around.
I don't need a permit.
No, you don't need a permit.
Because I'm only one person.
Right. Oh, well, that's right too.
You know, one person doesn't need a permit.
That's right.
I'm certainly willing to discuss that. You know.
All right, guys. Hashtag they shall grow. Hashtag Jeff's Law. They shall grow not old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning we will remember
them.
Sound like a cult when I say it like that.
Oh my God, it was scary.